the new Modus Super Series champion. Yes!
What a finish!
The silencer, Jeff Smith! And it is that shot wins week 6! Maximum checkout. He's done it!
Double top for 160. Check out for Tom Sykes.
Bullseye. That's the bullseye he finds.
Wow, what a finish, and look at that reaction.
Only the ball. Oh yes! Oh yes indeed! So it's the first night session of the week. Group B about to get underway in a few moments' time. So welcome along to Portsmouth. Let's get the action underway. Well, they say that absence makes the heart grow stronger. Well, tonight, absence going to make the dart go fonder as we get Group B underway this evening. Well, I hope we don't start to mean to go on, Lord Turner, alongside me here in the studio. But you've got Fallon Sherrock, who's not played here this year. Matthew Edgar's not played anything since Lakeside last year. There's going to be a lot of unknown quantities out there tonight.
Yeah, but we also know, they've got the depth of talent and we've seen what they can do on big stages. So it's great to have them here. And obviously, I was with Fallon last weekend at the Women's Series and she made a couple of finals. So, yeah, I've got big expectations for Group B. It's absolutely packed.
This afternoon, Group C got underway. It was Robert Thornton that picked up 8 points, top of the table. Look, he didn't play the best of what we've seen from Robert, but it was efficient enough and he'd be more than happy with the results that he got.
And it's results that count. I agree. I think stats-wise, we didn't see those massive averages. We know Robert Thornton can post, but he's got the points. That's what matters. 4 wins out of 5, and there you can see he's sat nice and pretty at the top of the table.
With Richard Rowlands in second spot on 6 points, everybody else on 4. The action gets underway from 1 o'clock tomorrow on Pluto TV. Right, let's get to the tournament bracket then, because we're at the halfway point of the week. Boys, Kirchmar won Group A on Wednesday afternoon. Group C was what we watched earlier on today. And tonight, well, that's a Group B, really. That could be a Champions Week Group B, really, couldn't it?
Yeah, I agree. Like I said before, I think it's absolutely packed. You've got the likes of Fallon and Matt Edgar back, but Tom Sykes, Dan Larson, and Paul Hogan, who's picked up titles on this stage as well. So it's anyone's guess as to the 3 that get through.
Right, Matthew Edgar's talked the talk a lot with these microphones and in that commentary box next door. He's got to walk the walk tonight.
Yeah, and it, like you say, it's a bit of an unknown quantity because we haven't seen him in competitive action since Lakeside. So that's quite a long time off. And yeah, we know you can practice and practice, but it's how match sharp and match ready you are. But what an addition he'll be if he can make it through to Saturday, because he is an entertainer.
As you could see from that particular VT there. In terms of the odds, though, we can have a look at that now. And it is Tom Sykes that goes off the favourite. No real surprise, really?
No, absolutely not. No, I think Tom, we've seen some of the best things from Tom here at the Super Series, and we've seen how he's pushed on away from it as well. And I can understand with Daniel Larson, who was only a couple of points off of that top spot himself, why it is in that order. And
it is 18+, gambleaware.org if it can have a flutter on the Super Series. Our first game is a meeting between Fallon Sherrock and Daniel Larson, and earlier on this evening, I caught up with the Queen of the Palace. Fallon, great to see you again here at the Super Series. How much are you looking forward to the next couple of nights?
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to just being here again and playing again and seeing where my game's at.
It's been a little while since we've seen you here at the Live Lounge. Does absence make the heart grow fonder a little bit?
A little bit, but I've enjoyed just having a bit of break from being at the Modus. The Super Series. So I'm more like, I really want to get back on there now.
And for yourself, obviously, with the World Championship ahead and everything like that, I suppose for you, having that stage experience and a few games back on the stage again, that's going to be a good thing for you, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's why, obviously, I want to come back and play and get used to the stage again, and going into the Worlds, kind of have this preparation behind me.
Good weekend just gone at the Women's Series. Where do you say your darts is at this present moment in time?
I'm hoping good. No, but after the weekend, I feel like my game's slowly getting back to how it used to be and stuff. I've hit a couple of good 90 averages over the weekend. So hopefully in the next couple of days, I can kind of, hit them again and get some wins under my belt.
I suppose it's all about peaking at the right time, isn't it? When you get to October, November, you've got all the big tournaments ahead. I suppose this is the time where you really want to get to the top of your game, top of your form.
Yeah, this is definitely where you want to practice more, play more, and get to the, your ability to where you can play, because you want to go into the Worlds in December at the top of your game, because if you're not at the top of the games, you might as well just go home.
And for yourself, look, you've had some fantastic moments here. Obviously, the 9 darters, you made a couple of finals. How much do you like to come back here after a little while away and then go on and get that elusive win?
No, I really would like that. But at the end of the day, I've got to take each game as it comes and then just not put any pressure under myself. And, if I hit a 9 on the way, that'd be nice.
Perfect. Wish you all the best, Fallon. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good. I think it's the first time we've seen Fallon Sherrock here in 2025. Somebody who's made weekly finals in the past, became the first ever female player to hit a televised 9 dart finish in this building. Amazing to think that was over 2 years ago now. And her first assignment back on the live lounge stage is a meeting against Daniel Larson, who all week long has been so reliably consistent. Sherrock, 31 years of age, from Milton Keynes, a twice weekly runner-up in the past. Up against Larson from Uppsala in Sweden, a small village with around about 300 inhabitants. A former runner-up in his only previous appearance here. That was all the way back in Series 9, Week 6, where he lost to a certain Tom Sykes in that final. Finished 8th on the PDC Nordic and Baltic Order of Merit this year. Qualified in for the Nordic and Baltic Championships, which was officiated by that man you picture there, a man who's refereed 4 World Championship finals in a distinguished career. Paul Hinks will lead the action and will call forward Fallon Sherrock to throw the first dart of the night. And for the Queen of the Palace, her first darts here in 2025.
100.
See her hit a ton. What do you expect to see from Fallon? Obviously, you're at the women's series of the weekend, Laura. What could we possibly come to expect of her in the next couple of days?
Yeah, I think there's always an expectation when Fallon steps up on the stage
45.
because we know the big game that she's got, and it's great to hear that she feels that her game is getting back to its best. For me personally, I just love the progress
59.
that the women have made, especially year on year. The women's series is getting better and better and harder to kind of keep up with the top players, and Fallon Sherrock very much one of those.
And I get the sense this might be the first
136.
time Fallon Sherrock's played here, but played here maybe a little bit under the radar, because she is a headline player, a headline maker in her own right, due to the things that she's
100.
achieved. But I get the sense of everything else that's kind of going on. I get the sense that she can just go about her business and just quietly go under the radar, which is something that she don't often get the opportunity to do.
100.
No, and it is difficult because this is a step up in terms of competition. We've said how tough this group is. You've got the likes of Tom Sykes here. Paul
100.
Hogan's picked up a couple of titles. Dan Larson, he's represented his country on several occasions and also has been a runner-up here. So it's that as well, I think. That's that mix of the fact that you're playing
52.
these players that
Following the car,
find an exceptional
142.
level consistently.
Well, Sherrock first to finish and a 6 on 142. This would have been some way to have announced her re-emergence at the live lounge in Portsmouth.
110.
It's a decent opening leg, leaves herself on a double. Larson stranded back on 168. Really
88.
shouldn't have been
Following the
stranded on
car,
168 here.
32.
A single 17 with his final dart to leave himself on that particular number. Sherrock 1 dart left at double 8. Not found.
24. Daniel Lucar, 80.
A real chance here for an early breaker throw for Larson.
Game shown in first leg,
It
Daniel
does
Larson.
find the double 10 for an 80 checkout and does go 1-0 to the good. And there was an
Second leg,
opportunity
Daniel
there
goes
for
through
Fallon
first.
Sherrock, but couldn't convert on the doubles.
As Chris Mason would say, pinching the pocket of the Queen of the Palace. Larson, a leg to the good.
$60.
In terms of his numbers throughout the course of Group A, Daniel, 88.68 was his overall average. Had 22 180s over the course of the group.
96.
Is doubling around about 35%, 49 from 140 attempts, had 4 ton plus checkouts in that group, and had 3 ton plus averages as well along the way. The highest of which didn't even see him win a leg. 103.71 in a 4-0 dismantling of, or to Boris Kirchmar, who himself averaged 113.43.
95.
I think that 180 number 23 of the week.
$97.
Larson poised now to race into a
100.
2-0 lead.
Daniel Carr 164.
Well, pinched the opener against the throw, and on throws had a very strong leg. He's got 6 and 164 if you're hoping to make best use of it. What he'd give for 140 here to leave himself double 12 after 12.
100.
Unlucky, really, that the third dart clattered with the barrel of dart 2.
$44. Daniel Carr 64.
Slight miscalculation there. Fallon Sherrock left herself on 166. Can't finish that. So Larson has 6 from here if required.
48.
Yeah, a couple of occasions in this game where the mathematics have just gone a little bit awry. And so Larson back for double 8 to
90. Daniel Carr 16.
2-0 to the good. I think a lot of people expect Larson, even if he doesn't top the
Game shot
group,
on the
to
second leg, Daniel
make it
Larson.
into Saturday, and he's getting himself off to a very good start here. 2-0
Third leg
to the
Fallon
goods,
through
averaging
first.
around about
Game on.
88.5 at this present moment in time.
$81. $60.
Fallon this year finished second in the Women's Series Order of Merit, which means that she's qualified for a 6th PDC World Championship appearance.
140.
And for her, this is going to be invaluable. So just to get back on the stage again, because she kind of admitted it in the interview earlier, she hasn't played too much on stage, pretty much exclusively the Women's World Match
78.
Play this year, really. So this for her will be a great bit of time on the stage, get used to the lights and the camera again ahead of another tilt at Ali Pali in December.
100.
Yeah, we quite often say, don't we, for players that are coming through the experience here under the lights in front of the cameras is invaluable. But equally, I agree, I think getting yourself back
87.
into that mindset of what it's like to play at this kind of level and on these kind of platforms really will just set off that practice for Fallon Sherrock as she heads to December.
140.
I just get the sense it's going to be a real litmus test as well, because when you look at the group that she's in and the calibre of opponents she's up against, she'll get a real reading of where her game's at, and I think she'll get a real gauge of where
95,
things
following
need to
the
maybe
count,
improve, where
40.
things are strong ahead of that particular stint. Tops left though after 12 in this leg, and just like in leg 1 on throw, she has plenty of time.
$20.
Yeah, that last start, trying to find a route through, that was awkward. No major damage done, but Fallon is going to have to start finding the double. She had 6 attempts at the outer ring so far in the match. She could have already had a leg on the board.
125.
I
Fallon
feel
Carr
she's going
20.
to have to take this now.
Game shot on
Eventually
the third
finds the
leg.
double
Fallon
five,
Sherrock.
squeezes into the corner, but in nonetheless, back to 2-1.
Fourth leg Daniel to through first. Game on. $100.
When Fallon was playing at the heights, when she played at the Grand Slam, made it all the way through, played Peter Wright in that absolute monster of a game. And I think that was one area that she said she really focused on
100.
was her finishing, because she can go up there, she can find the treble 20 bed, as lots of players do, but the confidence side, it was the doubles that she really did focus on. And you can see here, perhaps you said what
57.
area of a game might need looking at, and at the moment just needs a bit more efficiency on the doubling.
And it usually is the case, isn't it, when we've not seen a player on, I know she's played the women's series this year, but somebody maybe we haven't seen in an arena for so long. It's usually the one area that we look at and think maybe that is the sharpening up, the doubles, and you're really put under pressure. And not to hark back to previous times, but when she did go on those ones you say at the Grand Slam, at the World Championship, it was the combination finishing, wasn't it, more than anything. Even legs where maybe she was outscored and she'd always give herself a chance because you knew things like 116, 96, etc., etc. She was always capable of taking something like that out, and all of a sudden the course of a game can completely change.
I was there when she found that magical 170 against Gabrielle Clements to hit a scoreline that she had to have in order to progress. So, yeah, under those pressurised big moments, we've seen exactly what Fallon can do.
81. Down in the car,
Larson here looking at
104.
104 to open up a 3-1 lead in this contest. So has to go for the 19s. And he's now going to have a look at tops. Gets tops.
On the fourth leg,
And that's the
Daniel
first
Larson.
topper of the night. And it puts Daniel Larson 3-1 to the good.
Fifth leg, Fallon to through first. Game on.
You just have to wonder how costly missing those darts at a double in the opening leg will be for Fallon Sherrock.
40.
And she has the opportunity. She's thrown first in this leg, but only 40 points scored. So early on, I feel like this is a big chance for Larson.
And a chance.
He's
He's taking, that's his second max of the match. Averaging here just over 95 and change, 50% in terms of his doubling, 3 from 6, including, of course, that ton plus checkout. This is a really
58.
good display from the Swede, setting his stall out right from the get-go. He pinched that opener, and ever since, he's really ran away with his contest. And look what's happening here. He's really in control of this leg.
140.
5 perfect darts out of 6, and he's on the cusp of getting the job done early on.
Fallon's in that part of the group where she's
140.
playing game one. Hasn't got a lot of time to recover after this one. Straight back on against Matt Edgar in match number 3.
And when you play the 2 of the first 3 games,
45.
it can go one of 2 ways. Either you have the perfect start to the night and you can really take command of the group, or it can go the other way around, where all of a sudden you can find yourself in trouble before anybody else really been able to get their feet under the table.
40. Down in the car, 136.
But this has been a really good performance from Daniel Larson, and this is to put the cap on it. He's got 6 on 136, and what he would give from this point onwards to hit a ton.
60.
Well, has to settle for 60, but Sherrock back on 2-2-3. We'll be on a finish after this throw.
140.
We'll be on a
Down in the car,
2-darter.
76.
And all of a sudden, there's a different complexion behind this 76. And it's only going to be 1 dart. A double top to win it for Daniel Larson.
56.
1 dart has come and
Following
gone.
the car, 83.
This to rescue the match for Sherrock. 16 would have left the ball, but missed the single number.
43.
So this
Down in the
to
car,
finally
20.
wrap it up. 2 10s for Daniel Larson to complete a 4-1 win to get the night off to a winning start. Double 5.
Getting shot on the match, Daniel
Sees the
Larson.
Super Swedes get his night underway with a win against the Queen of the Palace. Fallon Sherrock's return to the live lounge after 11 months away kicks off with defeat. Daniel Larson with a real professional job that was done in the end. Average of 90.7, 4 from 9 on the doubling. His checking out was brilliant in that game. Couple of 180s, the 104 checkout. He beats Fallon Sherrock by 4 legs to 1. Coming up after the break, we're going to see Paul Hogan for the first time. For Tom Sykes, it's night 4 of the week. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yeah.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor!
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where the opening match of the night saw Daniel Larson with an average just under the 91 mark get the better of Fallon Sherrock by 4 legs to 1. Game 2 sees Paul Hogan and Tom Sykes get their Group B campaigns up and running. Paul Hogan, who has appeared in every single Super Series since the inception back in 2022, now age 62. He's actually the oldest winner of a week here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth at the age of 60. Tom Sykes, a 32-year-old from Castleford, the Castleford Tiger, the Series 6 and 9 runner-up, losing out in finals to Scott Taylor and Darius Lewandowski, respectively. He is a man who, at the peak and pomp of his powers, can mix it with the very best of them. And his scoring prowess has certainly been there this week, but his doubling has been more than found wanting. His scoring average of the week, 85.29, a little bit below par for him, but 51 out of 186 double attempts.
80.
That is 27%. In matter of fact, Tom Sykes had more darts missed at a double than the bottom 3 players in Group A had at a double altogether.
I'm sure he'll love to hear that if he watches it back. But you say, yeah, the average, it has come out below what we normally see from Tom Sykes, but you do have to factor in all of the missed starts at a double. I think that gives an indication
96.
of that power scoring that he has got in the locker. If he can match that up with the doubling, then he is going to be a danger this week.
It'll also be interesting to see what his plan attacks are this evening, because he was struggling so much on double 16 on Monday, Tuesday, and the middle portion of Wednesday, that he decided, right, I've had enough of this. I cannot deal with this anymore. And so he decided to change the MO to tops, and he had a little bit more success in doing so. His first task in terms of winning a leg tonight is to try and take out a 140 when he comes back for the break.
100. Tom Lucar, 140.
140, not going to go for Sykes, and this is a strong start from both players.
Paul Lucar, 81.
Well, Sykes leads himself on a double after 12. Is he going to get a look in? Because Hogan looks at the ball and gets the ball.
Paul Hogan.
Well, that's a start for Paul Hogan that he will more than gladly take. A 15-darter on the ball. And Crocodile Dundee is very much up and running. Crocodile Dundee
85.
Snapping at the opportunity. The Castleford Tiger has his tail between his legs early on.
$55. $134.
Sykes now punishing the missed treble from Paul Hogan.
100.
Yeah, it's the start that we were expecting from this group.
Did you know you could watch all the Crocodile Dundee films roughly 4 times over in the time it takes to fly from London Heathrow to Sydney?
Have you tried it? Do you know this from experience?
100.
I've just been told. I've read it on social media once, which probably means it's incorrect. Anyway, 142 for Sykes.
$84.
Sykes with
41.
his first doubling
Tom Lucar,
opportunity
58.
of the evening. Let's see how sharp he is on the outer ring. Well, tops is working, and we're level at 1 apiece. 15 followed by 14.
Third leg, Paul through first. Game on.
Yeah, Tom Sykes, one of those players that kind of burst onto the scene here at the Super Series and really hasn't looked back since. Played alongside him when he represented England earlier on this year.
140.
And I think he's one of the players that everyone's got earmarked at some point. You feel he's just that bit too good not to have a tour card.
100.
He looks like a player that I think now is ready to take that step. I reckon if he got it this January, it might have been maybe just a little bit too soon. But I get the sense now that he's got to a stage of his career. He's had a couple of years on the Challenge Tour. He's had success here, success in other arenas, that maybe he is more ready to go and get that card now than perhaps he ever has been.
45.
But what he has been to this is an absolute mainstay. This is his 7th consecutive series appearance since his first back in Series 5. And he didn't qualify through the Saturday the first time he was here, but he did win a belt. Nope, he didn't go to Matland across the road. We had the ADC belt matches here, and he played an absolute humdinger of a game against Chris Quantock, former
100.
weekly winner. He actually went on to win the week that night, but lost to Tom Sykes in a final where both players, I think, were averaging about 97. Me and Paul Nicholson were in the commentary box, not commentating, but watching it off of a picture feed. And we both had our jaw on the floor as opposed to the quality that was seen. Sykes looking at 106, looking at tops with 2-1 lead.
66. Paul Lucar, 91.
You feel this is a must-go for Paul Hogan, just to hold throw. He can't find the treble 32. And he can't find the single 40. To tee up.
And so opportunity presents itself for Tom Sykes. 2 10s.
Getting shown the third leg.
Well, he looks a little bit sharper in terms of his doubling tonight, and he's got the break of Paul Hogan. And he opens up a 2-1 lead in this contest.
91.
And for Sykes, he will pretty much be at the Global Championship at the end of the year.
100.
There's a little bit of jiggery pokery in terms of the rankings, but you just get the sense that because of the hand-me-down spots, because of the players qualifying via multiple routes, that he will probably end up being there. And he's the type of player that you look at cast list of players that could go on and win the thing. He's very much on the list.
60. $100.
Actually, narrowly missed out on qualifying last year. Lost out in a last
100.
chance saloon qualifier to Shane Haywood. Actually got through to the quarterfinals of that event. Had the to-be champion, Devon Peterson, under
64.
all sorts of pressure. Under the rack. 5-3 up. But would lose 6 off. Haven't seen Shane here since. Really good player. Really handy player.
100. Tony Carr, 110.
We talk about handy players, and Tom Sykes looking at 110.
$90. Paul Carr, 141.
Tots goes low, and so Hogan to try and level things up. Not going to take out the 141, and so Sykes 3 in hand at double 10 to go 2 clear.
105. Tom Carr, 20.
Paul Hogan just tapping on the shoulder if Sykes can't convert this double 10.
Game shown the fourth
No
leg,
issue
Tom
on that
Sykes.
side of the board.
He is dialed in
Fifth leg, Paul,
tonight,
the
Tom
two
Sykes.
first.
Average
Game
just
on.
underneath the ton. 50% on his doubles. The Castleford Tiger has come out to play.
100.
You don't get many fights between a crocodile and a tiger, mainly because one lives and breathes at land and one lives and breathes at sea. But it turns out the two
140.
jostled it between one another. The tiger would come out on top, it seems.
$60.
Well, they all live in swamps, but...
$180.
There is the first maximum of the match going the way of Tom Sykes.
$100.
Despite that brilliant opening leg from Paul Hogan's just been on the back foot ever since.
60.
Well, Sykes has just had the measure of him, completely outscored him. Hogan, as you kind of expect from really doing his damage in terms of the 1 treble visits, where Sykes is just finding so
60.
much more than
Tom
2 treble
McCall,
and 7
121.
of them over the course of this game, averaging 103 and 6 starts and 1-2-1 away from getting a 4-1 victory to kick off his campaign.
$45.
Paul Hogan on throw. And a bit of bother here. Just see that shaking of the head
59.
coming in quite early for
Tom
Hogan.
76.
Well, this could be curtains. Sykes looking at 76. He's got to get a match start. A double top to wrap up a 4-1 win and to put the cap on what has
Game
been a
shown the
really,
match, Tom
really
Sykes.
good performance. The average just underneath the ton mark in the end, but Tom Sykes has laid down the gauntlet for the rest of the night. A 4-1 victory over Paul Hogan in double quick time, an average of 99.93. But importantly for him, the doubling so much better. 4 from the 7 on the outer ring. We're now going to see the return of Matthew Edgar to the big stage. Prime time, under the lights, against Fallon Sherrock.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. 32. Charlie required 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls of this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
required
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
required
hockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think he's gone to
180.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust. And
39.
on that situation there, George Gay wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
required
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require
I
20.
think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Got
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got out the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Skate.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Skate!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Season. Before the break, the Castleford Tiger, Tom Sykes, set his stall out for the evening, average of just under a ton, 4 from 7 on his doubles, and a 4-1 win over Paul Hogan. We've seen Fallon Sherrock for the first time in 2025 already this evening. She lost 4-1 to Daniel Larson, but it's now time for the prime-time return of Matthew Edgar, the man from Daventry, who spent a lot of his time here talking the talk in the commentary box. It's now time for him to walk the walk on the live lounge stage. His first competitive match since losing at the WDF World Championship 10.5 months ago. He doesn't know how it's going to go. We don't know how it's going to go. For Fallon Sherrock, she may well be subject to the baptism of fire of Matthew Edgar's return to the big stage. For Sherrock, 7 missed darts and a double was undoing against a really efficient Daniel Larson in her opener. But now it is all about the return of Matthew Edgar to the live lounge stage. And
60.
the truth is, no one has a clue how it's going to go.
Well, the way they've been racing through these matches, we may not have long to wait to find out the outcome.
100.
You do find with these short course matches, things can turn around really quickly.
100.
But it is the first maximum, and it goes the way of Matt Edgar.
Fair to say that he's in the swing of things straight
99.
away.
Oh, we've been here pretty much from after the Group C session finished,
49.
right the way through to the start of this evening's proceedings. And we did mention Matt Edgar. He spent quite a bit of time up on the stage getting used to the board and what it's like to be up there again.
I think we were sat here around about 20 past 7ish, and then we heard a couple of thuds on the stage, and it was Matthew practicing, and we got a monitor in the
134.
commentary box which had a look at the the top half of the board, so we could kind of see what sort of nick he was in, and he was pretty much a treble of visit. And this is a really good
44,
start on throw.
78
78 left after a dozen to take the opening leg. And that will be okay for him because he starts sit down, and that's a 15 dart start for Matthew Edgar. Fair to say, prime time is up and running.
Fallon to throw first. Game on.
There's no ring rust for Edgar.
Yeah, and the one thing
100.
that I would think is Matt Edgar wouldn't come here if he didn't feel comfortable and, feel like he could compete for the top prize.
122.
You can't always allow for that lack of match practice. You can practice at home or, locally as much as you want, but if you haven't had the match practice, that's where the sharpness can go. But
60.
That was an excellent opening leg.
And I can imagine as well, because of what his main job is these days, that there's an extra
125.
little bit of you that's under the microscope, because his job is to have a microphone in hand, and sometimes he's got to criticise players here and there. And so there's going to be people then, because of said job,
49.
that's going to label a bit of pressure on you when you play. I imagine it's happened to you once or twice since you started coming onto this side and doing a bit of broadcasting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
100.
Okay. I should say, there's one thing doing is talking about it, and as a player you can critique and you can see when things are
60.
going wrong, but when you've got to replicate it yourself, to be fair, you know what's going wrong, but you can't always get it right.
Well, he almost got the 154 right. 91 left.
80.
Yeah, this is a really good start. And I know we're only a leg and a half in, not to get too carried away, but 103.11 is the Edgar average at this present moment in time.
140. Matthew Carr, 74.
And this is a 2-0 in next to no time at all. Double eight.
Game show on the
Well,
second leg. Matthew
this is a
Edgar.
start that's standing us up to attention. Back-to-back 15 darters. Matthew Edgar's
with
tuning up
first.
and averaging a
Game
ton.
on.
Yeah, there you can see those opening two legs for
96.
Edgar. Back-to-back 15s, and Fallon Sherrock finding herself in a little bit of trouble early on. We mentioned previously, when you are in the position where you're playing first and third, you could be 50%
43.
through your games and potentially quite cut adrift from the rest of the pack.
Well, so far, this has been a disastrous start in terms of
58.
results for Fallon Sherrock. Lost 4-1 against Daniel Larson. Hasn't had a dart at a double yet in this particular fixture against Edgar.
66. $95.
Kind of, as we said, in terms of what we saw in his practice starts, is pretty much peppering a treble every visit or every other visit.
60. $96.
I'll let you into a little bit of intel. I spoke to Matt a little bit earlier on this afternoon, and he said that he was feeling the pressure, feeling the nerves, but he's a competitive beast, so he's actually enjoying the fact that he's feeling nerves ahead of playing a game of darts again. He feels like it's been a while since he's been able to truly get the competitive juices flowing.
40. Following the
Yeah, and I
car,
think
152.
there are players that just thrive off that. You need to have that feeling. It's a feeling that you care, and you want the outcomes.
58. Matthew Carr, 116.
Well, Sherrock hasn't had a dart or a double yet in this game.
100.
And to get one here, she probably is going to have to find a treble with dart 1 or dart 2 at the back of the 94, or find the bullseye to make sure you get a cast iron guarantee. Double 14, having slipped into the single 16.
Matthew Carr, 16.
Just the width of a wire away. As is that.
Game
But
shot on the
uses
third
that
leg, Matthew Edgar.
second dart as a perfect guide.
Well,
Fourth leg,
that's a
Fallon to
very
throw first.
concerned
Game
look on the face of Fallon Sherrock. 2 games in and potentially could be on the cusp of 2 consecutive defeats to kick off her campaign.
140.
And this is one of those groups, in my opinion, that you could have certain players that absolutely
100.
run away with it. Tom Sykes posted just under 100 average in his opener. But it could also be a bit like Group C, where everyone just starts beating everyone else. And you need to get those points up. And if you are going to lose, try and lose by the smallest margin possible.
And it wouldn't surprise you in the slightest if come the end of play tonight, everybody was left on 4 points
57.
and we were completely none the wiser. May have not bothered playing the night and had a one-day shootout tomorrow. This is a bit more productive, bit more like it. The scoring power has improved from Sherrock, and she's left herself an 81 after 9 here, having found her second max of the match.
Yeah, superb
60.
response.
81.
Potential 11 darter.
Game
Double
shot on
18
the
is
fourth
found,
leg.
an 11
Fine,
darter
Sherrock.
for Fallon Sherrock to get a leg on the board. But is
Fifth leg,
that
Matthew
going to be the
first.
beginning of a
Game on.
comeback, or is it just a stay of execution? Because Edgar here has the darts in this leg too. Could pretty well be the first consecutive 4-1 win for a player to
140.
kickstart the night.
We've just seen Fallon do the 11 on throw. She needs to do something similar here if she's going to break Matt Edgar.
83. $58.
Could be a bit of an opening. Sherrock, if she can get a couple of treble 20s here.
100.
Oh, what a setup that is. 171 to leave 132. And because Sherrock cannot find her third max of the match there,
98.
he's going to get 6
Matthew
darts
Carr,
from that number
132.
to get it done, to get it won, and to mark his competitive comeback with a victory.
45.
Bit of a yell there from Edgar. It's a slip with the last, and Fallon Sherrock will be right behind him if he doesn't convert. 87.
140. Matthew Carr, 87.
Well, these are the moments which she's probably missed for so long.
69.
But that winning feeling
Fallon
isn't
Carr,
quite back
80.
just yet.
And this would put us back on throw. Single 20 for tops for 3-2.
On
And
the fifth leg. Fallon Sherrock.
not even short. Fallon didn't move, didn't open up an angle. She just threw across the top of those 2 darts.
Six
Knew
leg
exactly
Fallon to throw
where
first.
she wanted it to
Game
go.
on.
Just having a look at the numbers, Laura, this game's flip-flopping. Because Sherrock now averaging just under 95, really finding that scoring prowess. And Matthew Edgar, who really came out the traps, back-to-back
100.
15 dart legs. Well, Fallon's found a similar like spell, 11 to get the first leg on the board, the 15 to
57.
break back. And all of a sudden, the game feels like it's shifting in the direction of the Queen of the Palace.
65.
It's a good find with the last dart. And when you have been 3-0 up and you see your opponent
97.
starting to slightly chip away at the lead you've got, Fallon Sherrock can find a way of holding her throw here, then it would be one first last leg shootout.
140.
It's looking very likely right now. In fact, Sherrock's got 6 from this position to take us to leg 7.
And then there's a different kind of pressure, because I think any player would tell you when you're sat there on 3-0 and you're free-flowing and playing the way that Matt was at that particular point,
56.
that pressure starts to build and you think, how have I got myself into this position?
Well, Fallon's doing what quality players do, and that's find patches in games.
59.
Just really beginning to up the levels.
140.
And really imposing the questions upon Matthew Edgar. 62 left.
88. Matthew Carr, 154.
Edgar did attempt this earlier.
Has stayed there, double 17.
120.
Well, that would have been some way to have got his
Following the
first
car,
win in his
52.
first match back.
And this to level it at 3-all. Tops.
Game shot on the 6 leg, Fallon
It's a
Sherrock.
perfect 2-dart checkout for Fallon Sherrock. Levels this up 3 apiece.
Seventh
This
and
is
final leg,
some
Matthew
comeback.
Ridgway
If Fallon
first.
Sherrock can
Game
find a way
on.
to break.
Well, this is the
96.
epitomisation of what being back in competitive action's like. What was it Sir Alex Ferguson called it?
59.
Squeaky time, that's what it is. We won't talk about the word in the middle. But this is the moment where the heartbeats are
46.
way in excess of 100 per minute, when you're really feeling it on the inside, but you've got to try and keep it cool when everything around
100.
your body is losing theirs.
And that is the one thing that I've always said about Fallon Sherrock. Even in those most pressurised of
44.
moments, the level of composure she is able to... She almost seems to get calmer as the game goes deeper and gets what I would feel would be more pressurised.
58.
Its ability to decompartmentalise things, I think, has always been one of her key strengths.
140.
Edgar's had 3 match darts across 2 legs to win this game. Is he going to get more here?
And there was really an option there with that last dart for Edgar to go for the
140.
25. Would have left him on a finish.
I think he realised it as soon as he threw it.
100.
Good treble at the last. Sherrock 144 for the match. Well, this would be some way to have sealed an incredible comeback, but Matthew Edgar is going to get more match darts.
74. Matthew Ricard, 75.
And he's missed the
35.
single number,
Following
and a
car,
real
70.
chance here for Sherrock to complete the comeback.
Fallon Sherrock was 3-0 down in this game. But she's going to get a dart, a double top
50.
to win, and it just
Matthew
skews
Ricard,
low.
40.
And so Matthew Edgar's going to get 3 more. A double top to mark his competitive return with a win. Double 10. It's double 5.
30. Fallon Ricard, 20.
Head in hand moment.
Game shot
And
on
it
that
is Fallon
fighter.
Sherrock that completes the comeback from 3-0 down. She sees off Matt Edgar 4 legs to 3 in what was a highly entertaining match from start to finish. There you see the tail of the tape, and it's over a 90 average for Fallon, but 4 from 6 on the outer ring. And coming up next, we see Daniel Larson take on Paul Hogan.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Before the break, Fallon Sherrock got the better. Matthew Edgar by 4 legs to 3. Edgar, who'd led 3-0, had match darts to win the game in 3 different legs, but were gone to lose out to the Queen of the Palace. And all 3 games incidentally this evening have gone against the throw this evening. All 3 players against the throw have averaged in excess of 90 so far this evening. So if that trend is going to continue, Paul Hogan will win this match and he'll average in excess of 90. But he takes on Daniel Larson, who looked so steady and assured in his opening match against Fallon Sherrock. A 4-1 victory. Average just under 91. 4 from 9 on the doubles. Had a 104 checkout in there. For Paul Hogan, well, he'll probably put his hands up and say he was beaten by the better man. Lost to Tom Sykes, who averaged just under a ton. 4 from 7 on his finishing.
57.
And a 4-1 success for the Castleford Tiger. But Daniel Larson will probably look at this and think, right, opportunity here. Win this game, first to 4 points, and I can really begin to attack this group and flex my muscles a little bit.
Yeah, and Paul Hogan finds himself in a very similar position to what we said the previous match as Fallon Sherrock, because this is his second match of the night. And as you've already mentioned, lost 4-1 to Tom Sykes in the opener. So again, it's that early chance of being slightly cut adrift when you've played half your matches for the night, but not picking up a win. So it feels like a big one for Paul Hogan as well.
Because particularly in this kind of clientele, you find yourself dragged behind a little bit. It's going to be difficult to work your way back in. Because you look at the whole draw sheet and there's not an easy game to be had.
No, I think whoever does find a way through this group, they would have absolutely earned their spot come Saturday night.
And fair to say, they'll be absolutely battle-hardened as well going into Saturday night's final as well, because they're going to have 8 really good games under their belt. And you get the sense that this week,
95.
You're going to need to be right at the peak of your powers if you're going to go on and lift the trophy. Hogan looking at 161. Looking at the ball. He's already hit the ball once. But he's not going to hit it a second time there.
Down in the car, 164.
But if you aren't going to miss, that's not the worst slip. And Larson not converting the 164 means Hogan will be back for 36.
And of all slips, that's the best slip for Paul Hogan, because he loves double 18.
124.
But if he doesn't get, Larson sat on tops. But this is a break opportunity. Double 9. It's not fouled,
18.
and so Larson will return for tops
40.
to hold throw, but it'd feel a little bit like a break the way the first leg's gone.
That's gone high, double 7 now for a hold. It goes inside. And just a bit of a mess
18.
towards the tail end there for Larson.
Game show on the first leg.
Got there eventually, and Crocodile Dundee is 1 up. However, he was 1 up in his opening match against Tom Sykes before losing 4 on the spin.
$85.
Paul Hogan is one of those players, I've noticed it already tonight. It's probably earlier than I thought would happen, but the shaking of the head, he does still demand perfection of himself.
59.
He's had just the most illustrious of careers. A handful of quarterfinals at the BDO World Championship at the Lakeside. Of course, that infamous run and runs at the UK Open. Labelled him the amateur qualifier, didn't they, for a number of years, because he just kept coming through qualifiers, kept qualifying for the UK Open, and just kept claiming scalps.
Well, he's always been a really prolific player. I played alongside him at when he used to play county for Hampshire. I've known him for a good number of years. Actually, even I did a reading at his wedding with his wife Angela as well. So I've known him a long time. But he's been one of those players that's never fully really committed to any tour. He's always played, and he's played a lot locally. But yeah, the
45.
player I think that perhaps a lot of people thought had the potential to do real damage, but just never really fully committed. And you do get that with some players.
And some people just enjoy doing it as a hobby. And a very
60.
successful hobby it's been for Paul Hogan. And the reason why we always see him in the Group B is because he'll work during the day, travel down early evening, play in the night, go back
60.
home, get a couple of hours kit, work on Friday, play Friday night. Which I suppose is ideal when you live an hour up the road.
180. Polo car 130.
And that was ideal for Daniel Larson. Treble 20 needed here, and now Larson poised to break straight back.
94. Daniel Carr 44.
Well, Larson looking at 44 to square the game up at one apiece. It's double top he wants.
Game shot
In
on
the
the
top
second
corner
leg,
level
Daniel
at 1-1,
Larson.
and I was actually speaking to Daniel Larson earlier on, and
Third leg, Daniel
he's
did
been
through
kind of
first.
speaking about the sacrifices that he has to make, and he
Game
can't
on.
fully commit to everything, and he has to pick and choose what he plays in, which is why you only really see him now on the Nordic and Baltic circuit. You only kind of really see him here once a year. Busy running a successful chain of supermarkets in Sweden. He piles in a 180. They're called M&M, not to be confused with a wrapper and not to be confused with any kind of confectionery. But that's taken up a lot of his time.
85.
And he has had some success. I mean, he's picked up 8 titles since 2016, but did win a title this year and beat names really familiar to us, the likes of Victor Kingström, Cantele, Lukasiak. So really top players on the Nordic and Baltic Tour. And that's another area that we've seen so much growth as well here at the Super Series. You've got the likes of Andreas Harrison creating waves wherever he goes. And I just think the Nordic and Baltic area, we're just seeing it really start to bloom at the moment.
Well, I was very fortunate to be out in Copenhagen a few weeks ago for the first Nordic and Baltic Championship, and
100.
just the way the tournament's organised, the growth, and some of the plans that are laid going forward in terms of trying to get more youth players. I think perhaps the one criticism is perhaps the fact that you look at a lot of the players, they're in their 30s, their 40s, so the next step is to kind of bring through that next generation of player, as Larson looks at 87. This is for potential 11 darter. Oh, what a leg.
Third leg, Daniel
11
Larson.
darter, 87 clean kill, Larson 2-1 up.
Fourth leg, Paul did through first. Game on.
And so far, this match has taken a very similar track to what we saw from Paul Hogan in his opener against Tom Sykes, because Hogan took the opening leg. You mentioned that already. He's taken it in both matches. Tom Sykes then went on to beat him 4-1 with just under 100 average. Well, Daniel Larson around 97.5 and looking to do something similar.
But it's also
60.
perhaps a little bit interesting as to why players in that part of the world, maybe you don't see kind of burst through at the seams at kind of the age you'll see UK-based players, Dutch-based players. And that's, I suppose, a little bit societal, because in a lot of those nations, Denmark particularly, Finland particularly, people between the ages of like 16, 18 to 21, they have to do a national service program. They have to do a conscripted national
57.
service. So there's a time in their life, I don't actually know how long it is. I think it might be 6 months to a year, where they physically, they're away. They cannot do anything because they're doing that. And so that's maybe why you don't always see so many players in that region come through as young as they do. Maybe in this part of the world.
And also, we've had this network of academies. And
Paul
which
Car 158.
we've spoken about before. They're absolutely blossoming at the moment, the Luke Littler effect. And I think that's why we're getting so many young players come through here, and in kind of in that main western part of Europe as well. It is the development area is growing.
Look at the bit between Daniel Larson's teeth there.
Car 60.
And the big disappointment is because of that slip into the 5, it means it's allowed Hogan 6 on the 60 to level up at 2-2. Which he only needed to. This is a humdinger of a contest.
Yeah, there's an important hold as well there for Paul Hogan. Just Larson had won the last 2 legs, and there you see last two legs, especially, they've just upped the ante. 11 from Larson, followed by a 14 from Paul Hogan.
And at that said, Nordic Baltic Championship, Daniel Larson had Andreas Harrison in a headlock. Absolutely dismantled him. Averaging 103.66.
100.
Harrison averaging over a ton and could hardly lay a glove. Although I can imagine Andreas Harrison in a headlock would be a very hairy headlock.
This is a figurative headlock, of
85.
course.
Yes. I don't think anybody would, A, be silly enough to put Andreas Harrison in a headlock, or B, want to put Andreas Harrison in a headlock. Because A, he'd probably do more damage than you.
81.
And B, he's just such a charming man. With a big, bushy beard.
140. $59.
It's an inviting first start for Larson, looking to tee up.
159.
A beautiful setup play from the Swede.
And this is what he was doing so well in that championship. There were some brilliant setup plays from him. Averaging here just under a ton, leaving himself on
100.
double 12 after 12
24.
to go. 3-2 to the good and 1 away.
Getting shot on the fifth leg.
His
Daniel
last 2 winning
Larson.
legs have been 11 and 13, and he's now 1 away from victory.
Sixth leg. Paul the through first. Game on.
Paul Hogan does have the darts, but he's run into 2 brilliant performances. Sykes with just shy of a ton, and Daniel Larson looking at doing the same.
180.
But he's really battling back in this match.
Well, he's telling Larson, you're going to win it. You're going to have to win it fair and square, pal. Well, this is an okay start to the leg.
Good adjustment with the second.
100.
We're holding our breath in here because every time we've even
131.
given a 9-darter a thought, it's been missed. But in the context of the match, this is blistering from both.
103.25 the average. His highest average this week, 103.71. He's on course for what would be a 4th ton plus average of the week. The treble looks like a magnet to this guy.
100. Paul the car. 126.
Paul Hogan with the first opportunity here to level it up to force the last leg decider. A single 19. That leaves the ball.
78. Daniel the car. 90.
That veers off. Is Daniel Larson going to pick up victory here? 90 for the match. Well, he's gambled here. And he may well have paid it off perfectly.
54.
He got the dart at
Paul
double.
Leclerc,
So the
48.
MO worked. For Hogan to take us all the way.
It was a really confident approach, but it has afforded this opportunity. 1 dart left for 3 apiece.
16. Daniel the car. 36.
It's not to be. And so Larson looking to hoist Hogan by his own petard because it's Crocodile Dundee's favourite double, which is going to sink him on this occasion. Daniel Larson's last 3 winning legs were 11, 13, 13, and an average of 101.43. His 4th ton plus average of the week sees him get the better of Paul Hogan by 4 legs to 2. He's the first player to 4 points, and he has command of this Group B. Coming up next, Tom Sykes takes on Matthew Edgar.
He will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game. of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit!
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Hogan van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game. Shot. And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jeff Smith.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. So before the break, Daniel Larson, the Super Swede, with a super performance, an average of 101.43 to get the better of Paul Hogan by 4 legs to 2. His last 3 winning legs were 11, 13 and 13 to get over the line in that one. And so coming up next for us, the halfway game is a meeting between Tom Sykes and Matthew Edgar. Sykes looking to join Daniel Larson on 4 points at the top of the Group B table. Matthew Edgar had multiple darts to win his opening game against Fallon Sherrock, but a 3-0 lead turned into a 4-3 loss, and he's now looking to recover the situation here against the man who the bookies quoted as the 7-4 favourite to win this group before a dart was thrown.
140.
And kicked off with an average just under a ton. 99.93 was Tom Sykes' opening average, and a 4-1 win over Paul Hogan. 4 from 7 in terms of his doubling in that contest. So he stalled out, didn't he, right from the get-go, did 100. Sykes.
Yeah, and I think if you're Paul Hogan, you're going to wonder if you've upset anyone in the back room, because not only did he run into that performance from Sykes, as you just mentioned, ran into a 100-plus average from Daniel Larson in his second match. Now all eyes, though. Matt Edgar looking to pick up his first win.
Well, this is some start from the pair.
140.
140 leads Sykes to a double after 12. Edgar being forced to take out the 1-2-1 to hit a 12.
57. Dominicar 28.
Getting show the first leg, Tom Sykes.
That's a 13-dart opening gambit from Tom Sykes.
Second leg, Matthew would have through first.
Not far
Game
behind. And it's a brilliant start from both.
100.
I have to say, this has been an absolute pleasure to watch tonight.
180.
And it's just getting better and better, Henry. First max of the match goes the way of Tom Sykes.
We said it in the first game. He just
100.
looks so dialed in, does the Castleford Tiger. But we're not going to be dialing up 9 just yet.
57.
It's weird the way this match has gone. I'm almost surprised though that he didn't hit a treble. It has been that kind of match
59.
so far. That kind of evening.
That trebleless visit brought his average down to 116.53. And I know it's very early days.
140.
And that just brought it back up again.
Matthew Edgar must be feeling as if he's playing on one of those practice games against level
60.
100.
Tom McCarr, 124.
This is sheer brutality from Tom Sykes so far.
92.
Once again, Sykes down to a double after just 12 darts.
60. Tom McCarr, 32.
13 darter in leg 1.
Getting shown
13
the
darter
second
leg
Tom
2.
Sykes.
115.62 the average for Tom Sykes.
Tom
26
to do
darts to
first.
take him to what could well be the halfway
Game on.
point.
Yeah, they say 13's an unlucky number. Well, it's looking that way for Matt Edgar so far because this is some performance Tom Sykes putting in.
140.
He's going absolutely
96.
balmy at this present moment in time is Tom Sykes. We had the 113 average earlier on this week from Boris Kirchmar.
140.
Now, if Tom Sykes gets this done in the next 6 darts,
85.
well, you could genuinely be looking at all sorts of records. A, the quickest games on, 5:31. And B, best average could be on.
140.
Because he's averaging here 121.89 and on for potential 11
59. Tom McCarr,
darter.
81.
This really is an exceptional performance. The 11 is on.
57.
Couple of, you can't even call them loose
81.
starts, just
Tom McCarr,
scrape
24.
the wire.
Double 12 for a hat trick of 13s. He's getting worse. He's getting worse.
No score.
And I just wonder whether there's a little bit of him that was thinking about how well he was playing in that particular moment in
140.
time.
Tom McCarr, 24.
Well, that 140, Matt Edgar's ready to pounce if he can't convert this time. And maybe the change over to double 6 is
No score.
for the best, but it's
Matthew McCarr, 40.
just dropped into the double 10.
Game shown the third leg, Matthew Edgar.
Pocket pincher. That
Fourth leg,
was
Matthew would have through
burglary
first.
from
Game
Matthew
on.
Edgar.
Yeah, but when you leave your front door wide open and you're inviting someone in and
60.
essentially missing that many darts at a double at that crucial point, Tom Sykes will be frustrated with it.
49. $28. $58. $100.
That's inviting.
100.
And that frantic big treble
59.
scoring from Tom Sykes. I think it's just the rhythm's been upset by those few missed doubles.
Well, this game has taken such a
140.
dramatic scene change, although that 140 may have just wrestle things back in the favour of Tom Sykes somewhat.
140. Tonica
But
154.
credit here to Matthew Edgar. He's standing the Castleford Tiger up to... Oh, that's unlucky. Now, the puncher mark might have been in the single
114.
free, but that was
Matthew
heading for the
Edgar,
treble 19,
114.
barring that deflection and barring the bounce out.
Treble 18 for tops for a 114.
94. Tonica 40.
Tops for Sykes. Double 10. 3-1.
Inch on the fourth leg, Tom Sykes.
Averaging 97.38 and now very much in control. A
Fifth
leg
leg,
away
Tom
with the
to through
darts in
first.
hand for making it 2 wins out of 2. And it looks like it's going to be
Game on.
a Group A double in terms of the 2 players at the top of the table unbeaten.
60. $60.
Yeah, Larson won both his matches so far. So Tom Sykes looking to do the same, but it is match 7 where
60.
those two will meet each other.
Them two go at one another at 100 mile an hour like they have done tonight. We could be in for one of the best games we've
97.
ever seen on this stage.
$92. $93.
Well, for Tom Sykes now, it's not about the numbers. It's all about
100.
getting the job done.
But Matt Edgar looking to have a
140.
comeback of his own. He finds himself in a really strong
59.
position, considering Tom
Matthew
Sykes
Carr,
threw first in this
111.
leg.
Well, he's going to get a dart, a double
Inch on the
16
fifth
for
leg, Matthew
111.
Edgar.
And that's the first big checkout of the night for Matthew Edgar.
6 leg Matthew to through first. Game on.
He gets the Nelson and he gets the game back on throw. And if he wins this one, we might well be thinking, aye, aye, aye.
42.
But not the start that he was looking for.
140.
Almost the perfect start for Tom Sykes.
$97.
Couple of darts just dragging low a little bit more now for
96.
Tom. And you've got to give credit to Matt here, because it could have been so easy when Tom Sykes just went
94.
forging in front for him to just fold it like a cheap suit. Probably does have 1 or 2 cheap suits in the wardrobe. But he's absolutely
57.
put the task up to Tom here, and is in a position where he could be 6 darts away from taking us all the way to a last leg decider. Should be 18s, is
98.
18s, leaves himself on the fish.
$58. Matthew Carr 170.
Might not get the 170, but we'll be looking to set something up, because Tom Sykes,
134. Tom Carr
after that visit,
150.
right the way back on 150.
$86. Matthew Carr 36.
When he went all the way to a last leg decider in his first match against
Game
Fallon
show on the
Sherrock,
sixth
and
leg,
he's going to
Matthew
take us
Edgar.
all the way to a last leg decider tonight in his second game against Tom Sykes.
Tom to through
Level at
first.
3-3
Game
in a game which has just ebbed and flowed. Tom Sykes got off to that blistering start, back-to-back 13s, but Edgar has matched him dart for dart all the way, but he's going to have to
140.
find a break in this last leg decider, and Sykes has kicked off 140, forcing the issue.
100.
Tom just keeps him in touch, you feel.
$100.
We did have high expectations
44.
for proceedings this evening, and so far we're at that halfway point. It has not disappointed.
55.
Thoroughly enjoyable night's worth of darts It's one of the best I can remember here for a long time.
100.
But that the first real sign of annoyance from Edgar, because he knows that he should have got more from that, and he's now presented Sykes with 6 on 206 to wrap it up to get his second win of the night. But perhaps more
85.
pressingly for the man about to approach the Yoki, it would be a second defeat from 2 as Sykes was able to convert the 1-2-1 from
60.
here.
Dominic R 121.
Yeah, 1-2-1 required, and Edgar again not able to leave a finish. Again, just a case
105.
of just teeing up, and does it perfectly, because all Matt Edgar can do now is just try and put on a bit of pressure and hopes he gets a chance back at the Yoki.
100. Dominic R 16.
8 for a second consecutive victory. He got off to a blistering start in this game, Tom Sykes.
No score.
But he's missed
Matthew
3
Edgar,
match starts to win
97.
it. And he cannot believe the third one didn't nestle through. And so Matthew Edgar here is not going to get a dart of his
57.
own.
Dominic R 16. Game show on the match. Tom
But
Sykes.
no mistake this time from Tom Sykes. He comes through a real battle with Matt Edgar to win 4 legs to 3. It's the second consecutive 4-3 defeat for Matt Edgar, but what a performance from both. There is the tail of the tape, and when Matt Edgar had a chance at a double, he was really accurate but just didn't have enough. Next, Fallon Sherrock takes on Paul Hogan.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yes. Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor!
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Lidlow!
Halfway through the night here in Group B, and before the break we saw Tom Sykes get the better of Matthew Edgar by 4 legs to 3. Daniel Larson, though, who's been the performer of the evening up to press, he averaged 101.43 against Paul Hogan, who's had averages of 99 and that 101 hit against him this evening. And so as far as the table's concerned, well, the 2 players who come out of Group A, well, they're the 2 dominant forces. Daniel Larson and Tom Sykes, both with 2 wins, both with 4 points to their name. Fallon Sherrock, the other winner tonight, with both Matthew Edgar and Paul Hogan still searching for that first win. And for Crocodile Dundee, he's got another opportunity to get the aforementioned victory on the board as he takes on Fallon Sherrock, who had to come back from 3-0 behind to get the better of Matthew Edgar in her second game of the night, having lost 4-1 to Daniel Larson in the opener. And Paul Hogan's probably thinking, what kind of stratospheric average is going to be hit against me here? Because that's kind of been the story of his evening so far.
First leg,
Paul
Hogan
Hogan,
first.
Managed to win those opening legs and then just get hit by a barrage of scores and high quality finishes from the likes of Sykes and Larson. And we know that Fallon Sherrock also has that in the locker.
97.
Players are averaging a ton for the night against Paul Hogan so far.
$100. $95. $85.
I think that's one thing I would like to see Paul Hogan just do a little bit less of. It's just that shaking of the head. We saw him gesturing in a few of the other games as well. And I get it, when you're a
47.
player, you have that frustration, but it's such a giveaway for your opponent that sometimes it can just kind of fuel you on to think, right, you're frustrated, I'm going to try and get you now.
140.
I totally agree, but I also think at the same time he's that long in the tooth now. I don't think he's going to change.
I know,
is he?
I know.
92.
But as you say, such a storied career, and look, the last year also he's had some tangible
100.
successes. He's played
Bottom
in
of the car,
2
170.
of the past 5 Champions Weeks that we've had here at the Live Lounge. And he's going to leave himself on 76 after a dozen to break the thrill with Sherrock.
60. Paul Lucar,
Up
76.
a 1-0 lead.
Single 20 for his beloved double
Getting
18.
shot on the
and
first leg, Paul
finds double
Hogan.
18 for the 76 conversion.
Second leg, Paul to through first. Game on.
Well, Paul Hogan's won the first leg in each of the games that he's played. He'll be hoping to convert this 1-leg lead into a victory.
100. $140. $40.
And that just offering up an opportunity early on in this second leg for Sherrock. She can find another treble 20. She can really put some distance between the two.
140.
Just wonder whether there was a point in the game against Matthew Edgar when she was 3-0 down,
60.
where something's just clicked into place, because the 4-leg burst that she had was a very good burst and beginning to showcase it a little bit here.
I think with some players, you get to that point of no return.
57.
Just allows you to... It sounds like it should be the opposite that happens, but something like Fallon, she's just got that poise and just able to relax herself into having the ability to play at her best. And at 3-0 down, she produced that 11 darter.
Just skims the wrong side of the wire into the treble 4. Gave that a real good attempt there, did Fallon. But Hogan, 121. And it's going to have to go because Sherrock's threatening the break
121. back,
back, leaving 32 after 12.
$132.
12.
32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32. 32
Double 14 for the 1-2-1. And that's just inside.
107. Fallon McCarr 32.
Yeah, great attempt, but just the wrong side of the wire.
Getting shown the second leg. Fallon
Was
Sherrock.
punished, and it's a break back for Sherrock.
14 darter
Third leg Fallon to through first.
level the
Game on.
encounter up at 1 apiece. What do you think the expansion to
134.
128 players will do for players like Fallon Sherrock, who are also going to be in the unseeded side of the draw? But it's not an unseeded side of the draw where you're just playing the top 32. But obviously, there's going to be other players
140.
outside of that who they won't be seeded, but obviously they'll get the first round protection. But there'll be a lot of players that will be in that other half of the draw, which will be very vulnerable.
85.
And I just wonder for the international qualifiers whether that format change could potentially play into their hands.
Yeah, honestly, I just think darts in itself
60.
getting bigger and bigger, and you can understand the extension this year. And it's just the opportunities it offers up. I mean, just look at how much the wins that Fallon had back
41.
in 2019, what that did to darts, just the press around it. You know, every news outlet pretty much globally was talking about this girl that got up there and won
81.
a couple of matches, and it's affording people that perhaps wouldn't normally have that opportunity to get up and play on that stage.
And you think about this year's World Championship, the
57.
headline player, probably apart from Luke Little, is going to be Bo Greaves. Everybody's intrigued to see how she's going to get on, which again, I think for Fallon just allows her to play with a little bit more free roll, because there has been times, I know she's
100.
spoken so openly, she's such a great ambassador for the game about that pressure that's been on her shoulders when she's had to play at the Alexandra Palace at times. But you get the sense that she can just dispel that a little bit this year.
43. Paul McCarr 120.
And I think as a player, you've got that weight of expectation you put on yourself as well. Hogan looking to climb the ladder, needs tops.
80. Fallon McCarr 141.
But we know Fallon can take this out. We've seen it on this stage before. But she's not going to find the 1-4-1 here.
89. Paul
Let's be
McCarr
honest, the most
40.
famous moment ever seen in this building.
Getting shown the third leg.
Hogan
Paul
breaks on
Hogan.
these 2-1. And if we're going to be perfectly honest, the only way that
Fourth
will
leg
ever
Paul
get
through
topped
first.
here,
Game
the
on.
only way I'll ever get topped, is if someone hits back-to-back. Or if someone does it with 3 bullseyes.
Oh yeah, that's the ultimate, isn't
85.
it? That is the one.
Do you know, I was working for another broadcaster the day that happened, and the talk about
140.
that transcended to a place where I thought there would not be any talk about darts. That was how far-fetching that missed bullseye was of Anton Ersland.
85. $100.
Good pick off with the last start. Just gives her the slight advantage. So far, every leg has been a breaker throw, and Sherrock looking to do the same.
100.
Really good contest this, and that first dart's absolutely perfect for Sherrock.
100.
I think she'd be disappointed that she's only scored a ton there, you know.
100. Fallon McCarr 161.
Big moments, and the 161 is not going to be a big finish for Fallon Sherrock. She can leave it handy, because 131 is one of
95.
those
Paul McCarr,
awkward numbers for
131.
dart players to finish.
Which Hogan isn't going to take out, and so Sherrock will come back looking at 66 to level this game, square the match up
57.
at 2
Fallon
apiece.
McCarr 66.
The double 10 is found. What about the double 18?
Getting
Well,
shown the
this
fourth leg.
is
Fallon
becoming a breakathlon. 4 legs played and not a hold in
Fifth leg
sight.
Fallon to through first.
And we are
Game
all
on.
square in this contest at 2 apiece.
that once again, an inviting dart, and Fallon Sherrock looking for the perfect start in leg 5.
140.
The lowest average so far this evening is 83.32, which was
60.
Paul Hogan's opening average against Tom Sykes. That's how good the standard so far this evening has been. And both of these players
140.
averaging 91 and change. Fallon's average goes up to 93.5 as a consequence of a fifth 140 of the contest.
99. $100.
Fallon threatening 3 consecutive 140s. Settles for a ton in the end, but down to 121 after just 9.
100.
If you're going to hold on to your throw and not give your opponent a chance, leaving 121 after 9 is pretty much the path of the course.
57.
He's got plenty of time to get the first hold of throw in the contest.
$100. Following the car, 64.
Double 8
Yeah,
required,
Sean,
double 8
Fallon
found, and
Sherrock.
it's a hold of throw for Fallon Sherrock. Yeah, and a really appreciative nod
6
there
Paul to through first.
from
Game on.
Paul Hogan. Fallon holding her throw in 14.
Well, have a look at that leg by leg. Only one leg above 5 visit range.
100.
Which, if I was John Parton, no, I will not do the Canadian accent. He always mentions that a good game is a game
97.
that rarely stretches beyond the 5th visit of a leg. The 15 theorem.
100.
I imagine if you reviewed most of the matches tonight, it's all been around that.
Players just aren't getting given 6 visits in legs. So
48.
if they are getting to a 6th visit in the leg, they're usually on a double anyway.
$60.
Scoring power in this group has been immense. And that is such an inviting first dart from Sherrock. There's only a
121.
ricochet, which sees the third one divert into the single 1. But this is a very interesting passage of play. Hogan really hanging on to his throw here, but coming out firing. Firing in a 140 to possibly
140.
wrestle this leg back into his favour and to take us all the way.
$41. Paul the car,
A bit of a slip there
101.
from Sherrock affords. Paul Hogan 6 from the 101. May just need the 3. Over to double 18.
65.
It's probably a game which, if the
81.
truth be
Paul
told,
the car,
probably does
36.
deserve a last leg decider. And we are going to go to leg 7 once again. Sherrock 3, Hogan 3.
7th final leg, Fallon to through first. Game on.
Again, that first start is just sitting perfectly.
100.
Sherrock couldn't find another one in there. And tonight feels like a night that perhaps these 1 treble visits each time may not actually be
100.
enough for players.
It was kind of the antithesis of what we said this afternoon, where it felt like if you one trebled your way down, you're probably going to get chance in legs, where I suppose it shows the uppage of standard, because every single visit you feel like you need to do
125.
one little bit more. 1 treble visit's not sufficing, 2 treble visits really effective doing the damage.
100.
And 1 treble visits is where Paul Hogan's living and breathing. 13 of them in this particular contest. He had around about a dozen of them in his game against Tom Sykes, which proved non-effective. But if he finds a 140 here,
then he'd be first to a finish in this last leg. Oh, brilliant last start to shoehorn a second in.
It's a long-range finish for Paul Hogan, but Fallon Sherrock could come back on something much more manageable.
140, Polakar 161.
And this would be some way to win your first match, but the 161 not going to go.
And so Fallon Sherrock comes
60,
back looking at
Fallon
double
Carr,
18
36.
to complete a 4-3 victory. No
Getting
mistake
shown that
whatsoever.
Fallon Sherrock.
13 darter in a last leg decider sees Fallon Sherrock pick up her second win from 3 matches tonight. She gets the better of Paul Hogan by 4 legs to 3, and there's even time for a little chat with the referee Paul Hinks, who says you are the winner of that particular contest. And the doubling so effective in that game. 4 from 6 for Sherrock in that one. Same as her doubling stats in the previous game against Matthew Edgar. Coming up after the break, Daniel Larson and Tom Sykes. Somebody's unbeaten, unblemished record has to come to an end after the break.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. $32. Charlie McGuire, 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2 darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
McGuire,
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
McGuire,
jockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
McGuire,
he's gone to
118.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George
McGuire,
Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia McGuire,
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
McGuire,
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia McGuire, 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go
Couldn't get the job
Got
done.
in the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
First player to do it on a Saturday. It's on.
Double 12. Game shot on the third leg. Double top for Dubbridge. To win it in style. Oh, next week's going to be good. That's my personal guarantee to you, because we're going to see a man who's come very close to winning Champions Weeks in Derek Coulson, Danny Van Tripe, looking for a two-peat in terms of qualifying for the Champions Weeks, and we've got two incredible debutants in Group A. Tomoya Goto, the Japanese star. He's one of the best players in Asia, and he's really sent social media alight. There's going to be plenty of attention on him going into Monday. And the former World Match Play semi-finalist, Jeffrey Desvan, who will be on debut. It's incredible to think that he's not got a tour card, because that's how good he is. And if he turns up, he plays his A game, may as well not bother playing the match. He'll probably win the week. Jamie Hughes, Mark Dudbridge might get it in Group B. Alex Williams, Tom Cromwell and Barry Copeland in Group C. And we get underway on Monday morning, 9:30 in the morning. So let's get into game number 7 of the night. And it's a meeting between Daniel Larson and Tom Sykes, the Castleford Tiger, who in his previous match got the better of Matthew Edgar 4-3, but Daniel Larson, well, he absolutely destroyed Crocodile Dundee with legs of 11, 13, 13, his last 3 legs, averaging 101.43 after a 4-2 win. Is he going to make it 3 from 3 in this one? I just wonder. The winner of this one will be 3 from 3. The winner of this will have a card completion match to end their session.
Well, the one thing we do know, that winning streak for one of those two will be broken.
43.
Somebody's O's got to go. But whose is it going to be?
58.
I'll be honest, it's a tough one to call based on the way that they've both played tonight, because you have to say Tom Sykes in those first 3 legs against Matt Edgar was absolutely sensational, up until the point where he just missed a handful of darts at double and then just lost that confidence and that rhythm. I mean, we were talking about records being broken at one point, and he was averaging in excess of 120, and that was 3 legs into the match.
Do you think he was thinking about that, though, potentially?
I think he was feeling that good that when he missed, I think it was 7 darts to get across the line in leg number 3 to go within 1. I just think that was the biggest frustration. Yes, he might be thinking, wow, you know, I'm playing well here. But it was just a stuttering point. Got across the line in the end, but made it a lot more difficult than what it could have been.
140.
This is their 4th meeting of the week. It is 2-1 in favour of Tom Sykes, but their matches this week, they have been really quite good, and we've seen plenty of maximums.
Well, we expected this to be good, and both have got off to a rip-roaring start. Potential 14 darter here for Daniel Larson to get things up and running.
Getting shot on the first leg,
finds
Daniel
double
Larson.
12 to complete a 5-visit leg. Sykes was sat on 67 if he couldn't convert.
Tom to through first.
It is 1-0 to the Swede.
And the way they've both performed in Group B as well, you can see why it was so tight in Group A. Boris Kritschmar just topping the group, but only by a solitary win. Tom Sykes in 2nd, and it was Larson in 3rd place, just 4 points, 2 wins off of top spot.
These two have become rather close friends over the course of this week. They both went out for lunch together earlier on this afternoon in a very famous chain of restaurants which has very questionable plate designs.
Pretty sure you've got a shirt in that plate design.
60.
I want to see it tomorrow.
I don't think I fit in it anymore.
140.
I think I've enjoyed eating at that restaurant too much.
Well, Sykes
60. Tom McCall, 121.
Pounce on leg number 2. 1-2-1 required. Double 18 for a 1-2-1 and 1 apiece, and we have parity. 12 dart response.
3rd leg, Daniel to through first. Game on.
We'll light up the blue touch paper and see this game catch fire. We thought this would be good, and my goodness, is it good. This is very good. This is just the absolute utmost pleasure to watch and witness. It's darts like this you could genuinely watch all night long. Oh, and that first dart's begging for 2 more to join. Begging for a max. He's on the 9, Laura. He's on the 9.
I'll let you say it now. 6 darts in. The 141 required for Daniel Larson.
99. Daniel Carr, 141.
Feels like it's one of the only things missing from this evening. It's been fantastic so far. Oh, we gave it the big build-up. But in the context of the leg and of the match, really is living up to the billing.
$98. Daniel Carr, 81.
Well, Tom Sykes is averaging 112 and he could find himself 2-1 down because Daniel Larson is being effective on throw. This for potential 11 darter. 6-6. Doesn't want to come inside here.
75.
And the problem for Daniel is he has. Oh, and he could be in trouble for it.
Daniel Carr, 6.
Yeah, 3-3, not a given.
But
he takes it anyway.
Fourth leg, Tom to through first. Game on.
Straight in the bed. And he leads 2-1.
$91.
That would have been a tragedy if he hadn't have pinned 3-3, considering he had back-to-back 180s. And just take a look at the averages. Just under 97, but 115 for Tom Sykes. And again, he's kicked off, as he did
84.
against Matt Edgar. Can he maintain it this time? That's the question.
That is the question on everybody's lips.
59.
But the problem is, this 111.5 is in a losing effort. Well, Larson
59.
here has gone astray in this leg.
$140.
And Tom Sykes back in the red bit, looking to punish any mistake from Daniel Larson.
$140.
Oh, that's perfectly laid.
137.
Sykes leaves himself in 74 to square up at 2-2.
$180. Tom Carr, 74.
There's another maximum. Goes the way of Larson, but 74 here to level it up for parity at 2 apiece. Tops required. It just goes north of the wire.
38.
Does he split? Yes, he does. Moves inside again. And this time
22.
outside.
Tom
And
Carr,
Sykes
40.
looking at tops.
Makes a move over to 10 and
shoulder
uses
four
that
flag
first
Tom
start
Sykes.
there as a great guide for 10.
Oh, what a
Fifth leg,
contest this
Daniel to
is.
through first. Game on.
2-2. All going with throws so far. And once again, Tom Sykes has pegged Daniel Larson back. Averaging 106.28 at the halfway point of this contest. These two really are delivering. Have a look at that for a first dart. Begging for a max. Only one outcome.
80.
Yeah, this time it's Sykes kicking us off with a maximum. But importantly, this is
44.
on Larson's throw. If Sykes is going to win, he's going to have to find a way to break.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. Oh,
140.
I think we all expected that sick one to join his bedfellows in the treble.
140.
Larson attempted the 9. Sykes getting to dart 5, but crucially in control of this leg against the throw.
125.
And conversely could be in control of this game in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, it was a wild second dart in the 5, but adjusts back up to treble 20 beautifully, but back comes Larson once again.
123. Tom Car 56.
Well, Tom Sykes has been waiting for this moment. Could be a potential 11 darter to break the throw. He's averaging 112 and a bit. The Castleford Tiger has missed 36. A couple of darts, and Larson's been so effective on throwing this game. Is he going to bail himself out of a 94?
Yeah, it's a perfect first. It's 2 darts at tops. And now Larson looking at double 10 and drop dart. Does that affect the rhythm?
$74. Tom Car 20.
Chance. Opportunity presented to the Castleford Tiger.
He
finds double 10. He gets the break. He's 3-2 up and 1 away for making it 6 out of 6. And he would then take on Fallon Sherrock in the penultimate game of the night to complete the card on night number 1.
Yeah, that drop dart there forcing the move down to the 19s. And it's a trebleless visit. And we haven't seen many of them in this match, and an opportunity early doors for Larson to punish.
Punishment. And that is the 7th 180 of this absolutely encapsulating contest.
97.
It's a shame this is only best of 7 because I could watch this all night long. Oh, hang on.
Honestly, I know that we say curse of the commentator, but every time you say it, Henry.
That's because one day I'll get it right.
54.
Tom Sykes managed to find that break, a throw in 13 darts, and it looks like Larson potentially could break straight back with an 11.
100. Daniel Carr 56.
Well, this is one of the best contests we've seen in quite a while here. Potential 11 to take us all the way. And this game absolutely deserves a last leg decider. And we're going to get a last leg decider. 12 dart break back for Daniel Larson. It's 3-3 in this incredible contest. As you can see, 15, 12, 13, 18, 13, 12. Goes all the way to a last leg decider. Larson averaging 102. Sykes averaging 103. What a game this has been, Laura. What a game it has been.
Yeah, and that's without mentioning the 7 maximums between us. The 1-2-1, the highest checkout of the match, which went the way of Tom Sykes.
$91.
What a big pick-off that could be with the last dart. Is this going to be 180 number 8? No, 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 no. No, it's not.
Again, stop it.
131.
Shall I just shut up?
I mean, how long have we been saying it for? No, I'm joking.
100.
But look at that. 3 10 apiece, 3 legs apiece, 6 darts thrown apiece. There's nothing to split these two, but back comes Larson. This could be maximum number 8.
A 5-star maximum display from Daniel Larson, but is he going to put the seal on it? Sykes needs another treble to leave a finish. Finds another treble to leave a finish. Little fish plays big fish. It's Larson first poke at the 130. He's going to get a dart. He should get a dart. Double 5 to win an absolute corker of a contest.
120. Tom Car,
wow, 1 match dart come and gone, and it's the big fish for Sykes. That dart pulled low again, forcing him down, and 96. Back comes Larson for the match.
Car 10.
Double 5 to win an encapsulating, impulsing contest. He's gone inside, and Sykes is going to get his own match-winning opportunity here.
Should be just the one dart. It should be at tops. It is.
54. Down
About you, that was so close. I couldn't tell if it was in or not.
Both players have missed match darts. And from the brilliance comes the tension of a last leg decider. Larson double two to get the job done. Well, what a game of darts we've just witnessed there. Both players averaging in excess of a ton. We saw 8 180s in the contest, but it is Daniel Larson who is 3 wins out of 3 with back-to-back ton-plus averages. That game had pretty much everything. Power scoring, big finishes, 9 dart attempts, and a little bit of nervousness at the end. But it's Larson who prevails by a 4-3 scoreline. Coming up after the break, we're going to see Paul Hogan for the final time tonight. Not going to get his first win of the night. He takes on Matthew Edgar, who is still without a win himself. Double 16 to become the tour champion. To end a fairy tale year of return of a title, double 4.
WADC Windmill Championship Tour winner, Gemma Hayter!
100 now! But that is a visit of a champion. For the chance nonetheless, this will be the first topper of the Championship Tour finals.
She has double 19, Shanghai in the 19s. And she does so.
Game started.
But she only needed the one.
Gemma Hayter! The title of ADC Global Champion, the African warrior, Devon Peterson!
The ADC Global Championship Tour takes place on Saturday the 1st of November from 7 o'clock. Devon Peterson will find out who he's going to face as he begins the defence of his title. We then have the third edition of the Women's Tour Championship final. Gemma Hayter is looking to defend the title that she won 12 months ago. Lisa Ashton is the #1 seed, and it does lead to the Global Championship. That's on the 1st of December. £150,000 up for grabs, with 60,000 going to the winner. 56 players will vie for the championship, for the trophy and for the title, and every single dart will be shown live here on Pluto TV. Well, if you just joined us tonight, where have you been? Because before the break, you have missed an absolute humdinger between Daniel Larson and Tom Sykes. Larson winning 4 threes, had back-to-back tub plus averages tonight. 5 on 80s, 4 from 15 on his doubles. Sykes losing despite averaging 102 and change and taking out a 1-2-1 checkout. So from the two previously unbeaten players to two players who are yet to win tonight. Both Matthew Edgar and Paul Hogan are looking to get off the mark here in Game 8 of the evening session. Matthew Edgar only the halfway point of his night. Paul Hogan heading towards the end of his evening's action.
100 on it!
It has been a difficult night for both these players, but Paul Hogan, they're making the perfect start. As for Matt Edgar,
100.
He probably looked back so far at the performance levels. We did say coming into this, we haven't seen him for a while. I haven't seen him since the back end of 2024 in terms of competitive action. But for me, he's performed really solidly, and he's only missed out in deciding legs so far tonight. And as you say, he's got this match +1 in hand against Daniel Larson to finish off the evening session.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier after this. A guy who's just averaged 100 back-to-back.
But you feel for both these players
100
when they're coming back here tomorrow. Very important to just get a win or two under the belt. Edgar has the opportunity to do that. Hogan has the opportunity to just pick up a solitary win, but it could be all important for tomorrow.
Well, 6 starts on 1-2-1. I was looking for the 25 to leave double 18 with Edgar all the way back on 2-4-3. He's got 59 left.
81.
Tops will be the target upon his return. And the way this group's going, if Daniel Larson's going to carry him the way he is,
34.
Tom Sykes is going
to
prop him up in brilliance, then 2 points overnight may not be the worst position. Yes, you still have work to do on Friday, but you would still be in the mix.
No score.
Matter of fact, you could have a situation where
96.
you could have 2 players on 6 points and 3 players on 2 points come the end of the night, depending on how the last 3 results of the evening go. It's
first leg, Paul Hogan
pins tops to take the opening leg of this particular encounter.
Second leg, Matthew did through first. Game on.
131.
Yeah, I still think there's a few twists and
100.
turns for Group B. But from what we've seen tonight, we have been...
125.
The performances that we've seen so far, they've been... We build it, didn't we? We said this was one of the best groups. You even said you wouldn't have been surprised to see this at a Champions Week, and they have not disappointed at all in terms
60.
of the matches. But it's the pace of them as well. They're firing through the games.
I think tempo is absolutely
100.
everything, isn't it, in this game? Sometimes you can watch two quick players average 85, and it looked better than two more sedate players averaging over a ton.
85. Matthew Carr, 145. $105.
It's like in tennis, you'd rather watch a player with a fast serve and somebody who plods along.
100. Matthew
Put it
Carr,
this way, you'd
40.
rather watch Ronnie O'Sullivan play snooker than Rod the Plod
Game show on the
Lawler
second
as
leg, Matthew
Edgar
Edgar.
finds a 13 darter to level up at one apiece.
Third leg, Paul to through first. Game on.
Or Peter Ebden.
$100. $91.
Good pick off with the last for Matt Edgar, but Paul Hogan back in the treble.
140. $40.
Yeah, for Paul Hogan, in terms of performance level, there hasn't been a great deal that he's done wrong. Averaging around 89, 83,
60.
and a 92, which was a 4-3 defeat at the hands of Fallon Sherrock. He's just run into players that have just had that extra gear when they've needed it.
100.
Paul Hogan must have stepped underneath a ladder which featured a broken mirror when he walked through the building tonight, because he's had no luck whatsoever.
130.
It's one of those nights where he'll probably admit that he's walked into one, and if he can just get a win here and get himself in play,
100.
he'll feel far
Paul
more
Carr,
positive
71.
about things going into Friday's action, because he can't say that he's played poorly 1B. He's played some decent stuff, and this is a decent leg here. And a decent
Game show on the
return,
third leg,
15
Paul
darts, a
Hogan.
2-1 lead, and maybe he's just going to give himself some kind of crumb of
Fourth
hope.
leg, Matthew to through first.
If he can
Game
win
on.
this one, get on to 2 points overnight, just give himself something going into Friday's action.
80.
That's desperately unlucky from Edgar.
However these remaining
140.
three results go, you feel that no one's going to be out of the mix, because the way that everyone's played, they've all been, in terms
31.
of stats, right up there with one another. You could quite easily make an argument to see every single result flipped tomorrow. But that is one
65.
That is one big Robin Hood that he's managed to just go straight through the flight. That is, I feel that definitely needs changing. But no, a bit of a repair.
140.
Paul Hogan's very much one for the carry on and persevere, so much so you can see nothing on his side of the table. Matthew Edgar's got a case on him. Paul Hogan just goes up, throws 3 darts and hopes that all's good, all's well. And with darts like that, you can see why.
$140. Paul Carr,
140 in response to the 180, but it's Hogan with the first chance to find a break, and it's perfect first start, single 20 for double 18 for a 116 and a 3-1 lead.
Game show on the fourth leg, Paul Hogan.
Yeah, leg in 12
Fifth
darts
leg,
to
Paul
Paul Hogan.
first. Game on.
Well, this is absolutely devastating so far from Paul Hogan. For the 5 players with
83.
top plus checkouts tonight, the only one who hasn't done so yet is Fallon Sherrock. But those numbers make
58.
for incredible reading, and Matthew Edgar may feel as if Paul Hogan has taken out all of his retribution for the rest of the night out on him at this present moment in time.
100.
Well, he's watched everybody else average a ton against him all
55.
night, so he may as well give Edgar a taste of the medicine that he's been receiving all evening.
$140.
Paul Hogan now making a charge for the finish line, courtesy of the 140.
45.
Well, Paul Hogan here averaging 101.77, and the average is only climbing. This has been an incredible display to round the night off on Crocodile Dundee.
100.
You feel, based on the performances you've seen, that it would have been quite harsh if he's walked away with no points. Obviously, job still to do, but
Polakar,
plenty
78.
of time here for 78.
Double 12.
66.
Does not go, but he's going to get time.
Edgar looking to find a max.
140.
Has to settle for the 140.
12.
Double 6 for 4-1 win. Trapdoor.
Getting showing
Well,
match.
Paul Hogan has seen a lot of opponents play some superb stuff against him all evening long, and he rounds off his evening with a superb display of his own. He gets that elusive win. He averages 96.5 in a 4-1 success over Matthew Edgar. Tom Sykes and Fallon Sherrock, they're coming up after the break. penultimate match of what has been a pulsating night of Super Series darts here on Pluto TV. And it's Tom Sykes and Fallon Sherrock that go head-to-head. Before the break, Paul Hogan got the better of Matthew Edgar by 4 legs to 1. So Hogan ending his night with a victory for Sykes and Sherrock. They're looking to finish off their campaigns with success. And Tom Sykes, well, he found himself on the wrong end of an absolute corker, didn't he, in his previous match against Daniel Larson, average 102.26. Hit a 1-2-1 checkout, and it still won enough against Daniel Larson in what was, perhaps you could say, the game of the week so far.
Like Tom to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, it'd be hard to disagree because one of those matches where both players were on it from the very beginning, and Tom Sykes looking to continue where he left off, despite the fact that he lost that match. Went right down to the wire, both players having match darts.
83. $58.
In these last couple of games, you feel could really make the table take some real shape, because Tom Sykes has the opportunity here to go on to 6 points, level
59.
with Daniel Larson. Fallon also has that same opportunity. Whoever wins this knows that they will be finishing on 6 points, 3 wins out of the 4. But Daniel Larson's still yet to come. And you've got a case of the top of the table taking on Matt Edgar, who's yet to pick up any points, despite some solid performances tonight.
100. Tom Car 170.
He's going to go for it if he gets a dart at the bull. But the shot was off after dart number 1. But this is a really imposing start from Tom Sykes, leaving himself on 72 after just 12 darts thrown to take a 1-0 lead in this contest.
59.
He set his stall out for a really good performance, averaging 99 against Paul Hogan. Is he going to finish the night with a similar tight display? Double top to get the first one on the board. To get the show started. 1-0.
Second leg, Fallon to throw first. Game on.
This, I'd argue, has been a real feature of Tom Sykes' game, especially this evening, is these really strong starts we're seeing.
81.
And just edging off as it goes into the back end of a match.
140.
When his scoring gets going, he's frightening, Tom Sykes. You could possibly label the argument
71.
that he's one of the best power scorers we have here.
$140.
I think what Tom has as well, we have a lot of players that come here who, if they get that first dart right, Scott Baker's probably a good example as he was playing this afternoon. When that first dart goes right, the other 2 follow in. But what Tom seems to be able to do is, even if it's not quite the perfect first dart, he can back it up, he can adjust very well.
137.
2 treble hitting in this game. He's had 5 of them so far in this contest. He's on for potential 11 dart break. And Fallon Sherrock, well, she's hardly been
45.
able to have a look in this contest
84.
so far. Well, Sykes has played a
44.
percentage shot here.
170.
He's saying that the Queen of the Palace, who's taken out 170 finishes under the utmost pressure, can't do so there. And on that occasion, he was correct.
42.
And they're the shots when someone refuses to go at the ball. They're the ones you really, really want to take out.
Game shot on the second leg.
Perks up your interest, but that's a 14 dart off the back of the 15 and leg 1 for Tom Sykes. 2-0 break accrued.
Game on.
And the Castleford Tiger has full control. He's got his claws into this contest.
57. $58.
Fallon Sherrock there just couldn't punish the trebleless visit from Tom Sykes, and you just know the way he's been playing tonight, those trebles,
100.
they're going to start coming.
80.
Well, Fallon's first game of the night, she had to survive a spell from Matthew Edgar right at the beginning of the contest. Managed
100.
to come back from 3-0 behind to win 4-3. Now, it's not necessarily an adage that you would apply in terms of winning many darts matches, but she's been in a position similar to this before tonight and
100.
has come out the other side, and she kind of has to draw upon that experience. You sense a little bit here. The problem is it just doesn't look like Sykes is relenting.
180.
Incredibly, that's only his first max of the match.
Now, if tonight's anything to go by, you've got
99.
this dynamic in the
Dominica,
group where you've got
64.
two players that have the potential to really dominate in Tom Sykes and Daniel Larson.
Game shown the third leg, Tom Sykes.
Yeah. And it's a 14 darter for
Fourth
Tom
leg, Fallon
Sykes.
to first.
Takes
Game
him
on.
over 104. And just look at that, 15, 14, 14. Again, all within that 5-visit area.
$60. $85.
Fallon has been in this position before.
100.
That win that she got over Matt Edgar. She was 3-0 down, had to battle her way back to get across the line, 4 legs to 3.
140.
Average of 105.8 for Tom Sykes. 3 from 4 in
60.
terms of his finishing. And that 60 has put him in charge of this leg against the throw. Tom 40 leads him on a finish after 9 again.
58.
But a rare treble-less visit means if Fallon can find a couple of trebles here, she would have the ascendancy in this leg, but that
60.
advantage now passed back to Tom Sykes.
$58.
A chance for Sherrock. Get down to a finish, a better finish than 160, which is what Tom Sykes is sat on.
140. Dominica 160.
Well, this would be some way to seal the night. And it would have been back-to-back days where his last checkout would have been a 160.
100. Following the car, 81.
81 required, treble 15 for double 18.
Game shown the fourth leg.
81 is
Sherrock.
pinned. In an evening where
Fifth leg, Tom to through
not
first.
one
Game
game
on.
to this point has gone to nil. Fallon Sherrock there, taking that leg, has staved off that once again.
91.
Got to give credit to Fallon there because it could have been so easy in that position just to give it up the ghost a little bit, but just continue to persevere, and we'll hope that there's a bit of a drop off here
96.
from Tom.
$60.
Small window of opportunity for Sherrock.
100.
And a good pick off with the last start.
140.
140 for Sykes leads him on 210. And now this game very much swinging in his direction.
98.
6 darts from 210, average over a ton, to finally get the job done and to finally wrap this match up.
60.
Again, though, if Fallon can find a couple of trebles, but you feel she's going to need one.
91.
Again, it's a good
Dominica,
pick off with the last
150.
start.
So this, to round the night off, an incredible style. It's double 18 for 150
Game shot
checkout
under
to
match,
finish
Tom
the night
Sykes.
off and to finish an incredible night off for Tom Sykes. Back-to-back ton plus averages for the Castleford Tiger to round off his night, and he is going to have 6 points going into Friday's play. Well, what a performance that was. What a night he's had. He gets the better of Fallon Sherrock 4-1, 100.48. The doubling so improved this evening and saved his best finish for last. Last up for us is Matthew Edgar against Daniel Larson.
He will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit!
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Hogan van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He is 2 darts away
requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game. Shot. And the Modus Super Series champion, Jeff Smith.
The ADC Global Championship draw takes place next Saturday night from 7 o'clock. Paul Nicholson is drawing the balls out the hat, and you can watch that here on Pluto TV. Final game of the night, a meeting between Matthew Edgar and Daniel Larson. Before the break, Tom Sykes with an average of 100.48 got the better of Fallon Sherrock by 4 legs to 1. He ends his evening with 6 points to the board. And last to the board, this pair, well, Daniel Larson has been the player of the night. Back-to-back tub plus averages in his last 2 games. He's unbeaten against a man in Matthew Edgar who is yet to pick a point up tonight. But how many times have we seen here when top faces bottom, has the one on bottom come out on top? Matthew Edgar will be looking
First leg,
to
Matthew will do through first.
get his first win against the man who is currently unbeaten.
Yeah, and for Matthew Edgar, I think he'd probably be scratching his head slightly. He was unfortunate in his first 2 matches. Losing last leg deciders, was brushed aside by Paul Hogan in the previous match. Paul Hogan averaging around 96.5, and his timing
96.
was immaculate. And Edgar didn't have too much of a response. But this is the match because you don't want to be going into tomorrow with no points,
59.
especially the way the table is structured at the moment. Tom Sykes and Daniel Larson both on 6 points. Fallon with 2 wins on 4. Paul Hogan with a solitary win on 2 points. Matthew Edgar at the moment on 0 points. Just that one win could be all the difference going into tomorrow.
And getting that one win may be important as well in terms of the Commentators' League, because Matthew Edgar doesn't want to be another pointless commentator here at the Live Lounge, just like Glenn Durrant was when he played here at the beginning of 2024.
180.
Maxi for Larson leads himself on 88 after 9. Potential 11 dart break to get things started in the
85.
contest.
Daniel Carr, 88. $48.
Takes the opportunity there, sets up perfectly. Matt Edgar looking to do the same.
140. Daniel Carr, 40.
Okay, so who holds it together in terms of their doubling? Larson's been so effective on the outer ring tonight. Double 10 found, 14 dart. So that's kind of been where he's treaded his path tonight.
Through first. Game on.
5 visit legs have kind of been commonplace. Against Paul Hogan, he reeled off legs in succession of 11, 13, 13 to get over the line against Crocodile Dundee.
100.
And throughout the course of the evening, Matt Edgar,
96.
when his opponent has had a lead, has always been there or thereabouts, just that one throw behind, needing that extra opportunity. But the way that the players have played tonight, those opportunities to come back to the Oki have been few and far between, and this was almost another perfect example of the level of play we've seen throughout the evening.
58.
It's been handy stuff at times here for Matt over the course of the evening, and I think we kind of said it, didn't we, in the build-up. Tell you what, if you're going to be put back through the ringer, well, this is some way to do
100.
so, because he's been pushed and probed all the way tonight.
45.
I just wonder now whether that feeling of being pulled apart is just beginning to just get him down a little bit, because Larson's not relenting. He's not letting up one bit.
95.
Well, Larson's been efficient from the very off.
98.
It's been an all-round professional performance, but he's just maintained those high levels from match 1 right the way through to match 10.
46. $100. Daniel
Good
Carr,
pick up for the last, but Larson double top for a 2-0 lead.
Getting shown in the second
And
leg,
it
Daniel
goes.
Larson.
And it is 2-0 to the Swede. Rather
Third
more
leg, Matthew
business
with
like
through
this
first.
performance.
Game on. $134.
Well, I will get the inside scoop of Edgar's perspective
100.
on tonight, because I'm actually taking him home in about half an hour's time.
137.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see just, how he reflects, how he thinks. His comeback to the Modus Super Series has been
57. $60.
Well, he's left himself on the fish. And irrespective of what happens here, he will go for it.
83.
And if he gets
Matthew
it,
Carr 170.
then you might see some machismo from Matthew.
94.
Yeah, good cover with the last and down to potential 2-dart checkout after 12.
100. Matthew Carr 76.
Well, this to get himself on the board. It's going to be a dart at double top. Tots are Edgar. Top's got top corner.
Edgar.
Back to 2-1. Just posing the question of his
Full leg Daniel
Swedish
to third
opponent.
first. Game on.
This one you know that it's been a good night because not one player has been beaten to nil at all tonight. But a few 4-1s and plenty of 4-3s. It's just been uber competitive, but at a level and at a pace that has just been absolutely a complete joy to watch.
It's so good that luckily we get to watch it again tomorrow night at 10 o'clock here on Pluto TV.
I will say, though, there is now a level of expectation. I want to see more of what we've seen tonight.
$91.
Realistically, Edgar needs a couple of trebles here. It's not to be. Moves across to the 18s. Picks off a treble with the last, but the ball very much in the court here of Daniel Larson.
Awkward lie with the first start, but persevering at the top of the board.
60. $59. $60. $125.
Well, he's commentating on the game even when he
170.
plays.
Yeah, you can definitely work out what he thought of that last start, but he will come back for the 127.
And game.
59. Matthew Carr 127. $99.
He so wanted
Daniel
to hit
Carr,
that, you could
111.
see.
Oh, 111 for Larson, not a given. But it's a dart at tops for 3-1.
71. Matthew Carr
And a let
28.
off here for Matthew Edgar.
Well, he's the better player at this present moment in time. And is he going to get us back on level terms? Oh, good dart. Really good last dart. Because you could actually see that part of the bed was obscured. That's why he had to move over. And from 2-0 down, he's levelled up at 2-2. The match has returned to throw. And he has the darts here to go 3-2 to the good. And the previously unbeaten Daniel Larson has got 1 or 2 questions to answer here.
60. $140.
That 2-treble visit, though, from Larson, already wrestling away the advantage of throw. Matt
44.
Edgar had, and back-to-back trebleless visits for Matt Edgar.
$57.
Don't forget, we're back underway at 1 o'clock tomorrow to see Group C come to a close.
60.
Robert Thornton leading the way. Richard Rowlands is very much in the mix. Looking forward to seeing them in action tomorrow from 1.
140.
This will be your main event, I suppose, tomorrow night.
100. Daniel Carr 164.
That was Dross, I think he said there.
when you've been in that position and you fought your way back and leveled things up and you've got the advantage of throwing first, it is frustrating when you can't make a little bit more of it.
96. Down in the car, 104.
Well, he's made a good fist of this as Edgar. But Larson looking to get his nose in front again. He's already taken out this 104 tonight. He's not going to do so for a second time.
92.
And you get
Matthew
the sense
Carr,
that
141.
Edgar here needs an act of inspiration. But the 141 isn't going to follow the 111 in the big finish catalogue. And so Larson, 3 darts in hand, a double 8 for the break and a 3-2 lead.
Game show on the
No
fifth
mistake
leg, Daniel
this time.
Larson.
Larson stretches his lead, goes within one of the
Sixth
match
leg,
one
Daniel did through first.
of completing the card. And
Game on.
for me, it's a question of how much fight Matt Edgar's got left.
I don't think he'll be dispirited, but
96.
I think he'll feel rather chastened after all is said and done.
I think on reflection, if you look at the whole evening, the one that really did get away
96.
was that match against Fallon Sherrock, his first of the evening, where he raced into that 3-0 lead. He looked comfortable, and the Queen of the Palace had other ideas.
Well, what he's averaging now, 86.18, pretty much what he's been averaging all night long. To put that in perspective, he would have gone a long way in Group A playing to those types of numbers. But
93.
Usually in a group like this, there's just somebody that finds themselves on the receiving end, and Matthew's just been that player that's just had to kind of suck it up.
Yeah, that has made it awkward. It had a bit of a kick
97.
to it, which makes me feel like it wasn't that secure in the board either.
Decided that rather than try and chase the lead and finish, he had to stay there to do so.
100.
He decided it was safe just to go downstairs and to solidify his position in the leg, knowing that Matt was all the way back on 3-1-2. Really astute play that from Daniel.
140.
Especially when you've got that scoring power to back it up.
98.
Again, down to a 2-dot checkout after
Down in
12.
the car, 71.
Well, this to end the night with a 4-2 victory. He's had to work for this one. Matthew Edgar asked questions,
31.
but he hasn't got the
Matthew
answers
Carr,
just yet.
114.
Well, can Matthew Edgar ask one more question? Needs treble 18. Oh, we've seen that from him before.
54. Daniel
Stays with the
Carr,
treble
40.
20.
Well, it's been a brilliant night for Daniel Larson. In matter of fact, it's been the perfect night for the Swede. 4 wins out of 4, and he was just too good tonight. A couple of ton-plus averages. That, an 89.52, is actually his worst display of the evening. He was asked questions by Matthew Edgar, but it's Larson who crossed the line, securing a 4-2 win over Matthew Edgar, who ended the night pointless. And we'll hear from Daniel Larson on the other side of this short break. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen! Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor.
Time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Luke Littler.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where the night's action has come to a close, and it was a perfect night for Daniel Larson. He won all 4 of his games this evening, and he is at the top of the Group B table overnight. We can have a look at that for you now. There you can see Daniel Larson on 8 points. It's a fairly uniform table. Tom Sykes on 6, Sherrock on 4, Paul Hogan on 2 points, and Matthew Edgar down there at the bottom of the group without a point to his name. It was a perfect night for Daniel Larson in Group B, and he joins myself and Laura Turner in the studio to talk all about it. Daniel, many congratulations. Really good night for yourself. And you, in terms of the level of performance as well as the results, you must be pleased all over.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm pleased with the level. It was really tough games, especially against Tom, I would say, a really close one. I'm really happy with what I did today.
Let's talk about that game against Tom, because that was an absolute beauty of a game. It must have been one of those games to, when you play and like you're just both going at each other, hammer and tong, hitting 180s, big checkouts. That must have been an absolute thrill to play in.
Yeah, I could play that game for 1 more hour. Yeah.
And we've seen some of the moments from that particular match on the monitor just down there, and I get the sense that the way you two play the game in terms of pace, in terms of rhythm, you two in terms of styles just suit one another when you play against one another.
Yeah, I think the pace we both have suits each other, and also I like Tom. I like to see him play good, but of course I want to play better than him. And I think he has the same mentality that he likes me as well, and we get along pretty good, I think. So I think we just wanted to push each other to the limit.
Tonight, from first start to last, Daniel was just impactful, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken. I think tonight has been outstanding. I think the level of play from everyone has been exceptional. But yeah, standout play, a couple of ton plus averages. We had big finishes, but I think it was the balance as well. And for me, that match against Tom, you said you could have played it for an hour. I'm telling you now, we said we could have watched it for an hour because we really thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thoroughly enjoyable, and it was one of 2 ton plus averages you'd have over the course of the night, and it's felt like the last month or so, I've watched a lot of you play. The numbers and the level of performance, is this as good as we've seen from Daniel Larson when you get in front of a stage, maybe in front of cameras, as we maybe ever have seen?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it feels like I'm really getting better and better. I don't, as we talked this morning, but I don't play so many games, but I practice a lot, and I have quality practice when I do it. So I have a good confidence. I believe in myself, and I think I can play at this level like every game. So I think like the Super Series takes the good things, gets the good things out of me.
When you say the good things out of you, what in particular do you think?
Oh, so it's high averages, finishing when it matters. That's what I like.
Yeah, and do you take any inspiration, because we talk a lot about the kind of Nordic, Baltic players that are coming over to the Super Series, Andreas Harrison, for example. Do you take inspiration from what they've achieved here, and you want to do the same?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Andreas, he's a very good friend of mine, and I known him for at least, I think, 20 years. And to see his evolvement, you call it that, like that, that's inspiring, and I want to do what he does, and he probably wants to do what I did back then. So maybe I inspired him a couple of years ago. Now he inspires me.
I get the sense that there's a real friendly rivalry across Sweden, because it's not just you two. You've got Victor, who's obviously on the tour at this present moment in time, Oscar Kasiak, who's on tour at this present moment in time. I just get the feeling that you all kind of push one another to be better.
Yeah, we definitely do, and we get along very, very good. And we send each other messages in the mornings about one another things, but it's like we are cheering for each other, pushing each other, and we are happy when the other players are doing well.
And it is, when you look at environments like that, when you've got other people pushing one another, sometimes you need to have that sense of rivalry, don't you, to kind of bring the best out of one another.
Yeah, you always want to win. You always want to be that player that it is inspiring everyone else. But I mean, I could align that with, say, the women's series, because I'm so proud when, you know, the players like Bo and Fallon, when they do good not just for themselves, but I think they do good for the women's side of the sport. And I think you can get that with nations as well. And it's just a delight to see. And you can see how, you know, obviously how friendly the Swedish team is together. I got to meet quite a lot of them out over in South Korea recently, and they're a wonderful bunch of people. So yeah, I'm really pleased, because I think tonight has been one of the, you know, best nights that I can remember here at the Super Series for a while.
We'll have another chat with you in just a second, Daniel. Myself and Laura are going to round up the rest of what we've seen this evening. And I suppose there's only one other place to start, and that's Tom Sykes, who was just, again, a bit like Daniel from first start to last, just set his stall out.
Yeah, the two that have come through from Group A, honestly, sensational. You can tell now why they've come in as favourites. It doesn't always go to plan, but the focus from both Tom and Daniel has been brilliant throughout the night. And Tom as well, you know, polishing it off with another ton plus average. It's just set our expectations very high for tomorrow, because we want more of the same.
And you can tell that he's put the hard work in as well, Tom, from Wednesday to Thursday, because he was rather disappointed, a little bit despondent following Wednesday. The doubling we knew was a big issue, but it looks like he's worked on that overnight, and he's got the fruits of his labour this evening.
Yeah, and yeah, he was disappointed. I think he made a bit of a joke on Facebook asking if he could buy a double 16, because it was a bone of contention going through Group A. But you draw a line under it. We say it all the time. Group B is another opportunity to make it through to Saturday's finals, and yet that he's written that wrong.
I get the sense Matthew Egg will be begging to come back up to the commentary box after tonight.
You've got to feel disappointed, because Matt has played well. We've said we haven't seen him in competitive action since the back end of 2024. And to come up here, he's posted big averages, he's pushed players, he had a couple of narrow defeats, some heavier defeats towards the tail end of the evening. But there's so much that he can take from tonight, and hopefully, you know, get a few points on the board tomorrow.
In terms of Fallon Sherrock this evening, 2 wins, 2 defeats to her now. What will be your overall assessment of the way that she played? Yeah,
she's been relatively consistent. I think she's just been punished and pushed at times, and come up against some really big averages. But yeah, again, you know, the win over Paul Hogan for me, that was probably the one that was the most comprehensive. But the comeback against Matt Eggar as well. You know, there's been some really good things, and she's positioned herself well on the table going into tomorrow.
And in terms of Paul Hogan, Oh, he was hit by some big ones tonight, wasn't he?
As I say, he ran into Daniel early doors, but everyone just hit these big averages against him, and he did find his own reply in the end, and it was to the detriment of Matt Edgar. So he's got a couple of points. No one's out of it completely going into tomorrow, and that one win that could have done him a big favour going into Friday's action.
And in terms of yourself, Daniel, going into tomorrow, 8 points to your name overnight. What do you feel like the job's got to be tomorrow to return to a Saturday night here at the Live Lounge?
I want 8 new points.
The best answer.
It's the perfect answer. Win all 8, then you're in, aren't you? It's as simple as that. And look, last time you were here, we saw you get through to the final. I know we've mentioned in the past about you meeting with Tom in that final, but Saturday it's going to be rather loud in here. We reckon it's going to be a sellout here at the Live Lounge. I see from your face.
That's good.
Bring it on, right?
Yeah.
And I suppose for you, like this is something that you're kind of accustomed to, isn't it? Playing in front of the big crowds. We've seen you at Lakeside, seen you at Ali Pali. But I suppose it's been a little while, isn't it, since you've kind of played in front of a packed out venue in front of the cameras?
I think it's about a year ago on the Euro Tour. And before that, maybe it's also one more year, but like 2 years and 3 years ago, I played many Euro Tours, so I missed a packed venue.
Because I can imagine it brings out another layer to your game. Does it add an extra little bit, gets the heart pumping a bit more? Yeah,
it's lovely. It's like, I think I like it here as well when it's quiet, but I also like it when it's a big crowd and it's they get involved. So I like both ways.
I'll tell you what, the way he's playing, he's going to take some stopping, isn't he?
Yeah, honestly, the lineup could be absolutely exceptional, and I think everyone that's got a ticket for Saturday will be in for a treat. Obviously, job not quite done yet, but I'm optimistic. 8 points tomorrow, and then everything's fine.
Hopefully.
Well, Daniel, many congratulations on what has been a fantastic night. Thank you for popping up for a little chat. Laura, thank you for your company. We shall see you first thing tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll see you first thing tomorrow as well. But in the interim, this is what's coming up across Pluto TV. Coming up next, it's the punditry powerhouses, or at least that's the name of that Break of Throw series. You could actually call them pointless pundits in our next programme coming up after the break. Coming up tomorrow from 1 o'clock, Group C comes to a culmination. Luckily, Laura Turner got points when she played here, so she doesn't have to deal with my stick. Saturday from 7:30, Boris Kirchmar is into the final, and we'll find out tomorrow who's going to join him, but the finale is from 7:30 on Saturday night, and it's going to be loud and boisterous in the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. It's going to be very much worth the watch. And then Monday morning, Jeffrey Desvan is one of the players in action as Week 9 gets underway, a former World Match Play semi-finalist. Incredible to think he hasn't got a tour card, but he'll be gracing the Live Lounge for the first time on Monday morning from 9:30 a.m. Well, what a night of darts we've seen here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Daniel Larson tops the way, a perfect complement of 8 points. We shall see you tomorrow morning from 1 o'clock to see how Group C comes to a close. Bye for now.
The new Modus Super Series champion. Yes! What a finish! The silencer, Jeff Smith! And it is that shot wins Week 6! Maximum checkout. He's done it!
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart for
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Dart double 16 gets the job done there for Hogan van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Gablas has been eliminated.